Hello, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy. This is our D&D campaign called Elixia. My name is Scott Coventry, and my pronouns are he, him. This episode is titled Creatures of the Night. And you can follow us everywhere on all of our socials at ZealZaddy. Currently, you can see on the screen all of our socials. We will probably add another one or two soon. We're choosing, making some selections on some new socials to go to. And we release products on DriveThruRPG. We put out about 30 products so far, maybe 31. Have a new one coming out this weekend. Go to DriveThruRPG/ZealZaddy and you'll find all of our product. And we have a sale going on right now where you can save 25% with the code Yay25 off all ZZ, which I'll drop in the chat in a little bit. So let's bring on all the players because they're much more fun anyway. This would be really boring if it was just me. Although I've heard there are people who solo roleplay. Haven't done it yet.
That's a thing.
It is apparently.
Yeah.
You guys should now. You know everybody. Next time, Scott.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. One of them was saying that they were doing.
Yeah, I
For that, we'll start with
on Wednesdays.
Jesus, you can start then. Tell us about solo roleplay.
All right. Well, I'm Natalie. You can find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle, sometimes Ghostly Candle, depending where it is. But since it's been brought up on Twitch, I'm Ghostly Candle. But yes, I play on Wednesdays solo tabletop games. My long-term one is Ironsworn. And yeah, just depending on the system, some of them are just made great for solo. And it's fun. I suggest it. And as Scott said, I am Desus. She is the druid of the group mainly. Half tiefling, half nereid, going through a lot of crisis stuff, as I'm sure everyone is. And we both use she, they pronouns.
Nice. Let's go to Morgan.
Had to unmute myself. What's up, travelers? I am Morgan with My Flayed Mondays. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on social media everywhere except Twitter at My Flayed Mondays. On Twitter, it's just at My Flayed Mon. I am the founder of MyFlayedMondays.com. It's a website where you can hire myself or one of our other professional dungeon masters to run games for you, your friends, and your family. Beyond Pro DMing, I also have D&D related t-shirts on sale on Amazon and Redbubble. Thank you, Tiffany. I always give Tiffany props because she's the one who introduced me to Redbubble. I have several published pieces of content on the DMs Guild, which you can easily go check those out. And we also have a podcast called, surprise, surprise, My Flayed Mondays Podcast. We generally release episodes every other Monday, so you can check us out on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, and a whole bunch of other podcast places. I am playing Eisen, who is a new character. He's odd and apparently bad with people. And he's currently trying to figure out why his visions have brought him here to this group. And as always, I am very excited to play with these wonderful, wonderful people.
All right, let's go to Blake.
Hey everybody, I'm Blake. You can find me at my house or potentially the library, but mostly at my house. I play Hipley Amberwater, who's, going through things, I guess, like most of the party, but, one day at a time, one book at a time. That's all you can really do, just flip the page and hope for the best, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what these creatures of the night are, I guess, this episode, so looking forward to it.
Really it's all of you.
Oh, and Morgan's a great DM, by the way, too. I actually had the chance of playing a game with him, so if you can't hear him do it, it was a really fun time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Tiffany.
I've also had Morgan as a DM. I recommend. I'm Tiffany. I play Cerridwen, who goes by Dwyn. She's the bard of the party. She lost her lover, so she's in a rough place. And it's just... We had a joke earlier today where I had a gray screen over my video feed because I didn't have my camera plugged in right, and we made a joke about that being Dwayne's state of mind, and I'm like, yes, and it's accurate. So there's an idea. I run my own campaign called Dungeon Damsels. I'm in the middle of editing one of our episodes, and I never do the audio, so it's taking longer than usual. So if you watch it and you're like, where's content? Then that's why. And it's a great show. You should watch it. If you like emotions and D&D and a lot of RP, then you should check it out. And it's also very long, so if you want commitment, I'm the person to go to.
Yeah, you have a good back cataloging. If they're waiting on your content, it should be there.
I will say this: Tiffany is also an excellent dungeon master. She's run games for me and Scott as well. So, and check out her products on Redbubble. I'm rocking her shirt tonight. So.
Yeah, and find our stuff on like we have a link tree. We have products.
You're not quite fitting. All right, now you are. Sorry, I had to fix that. It was annoying me that there was like an edge there.
So good.
All right, Jazz.
What up, I'm Jazz, also known as _Scoria on Twitter. It's usually where you can find me. I use she, they pronouns, and I am playing Jada, our Warforged sorcerer / fighter, who's fine.
It was fine.
Totally fine. Nothing
Totally
wrong.
fine. Nothing's wrong.
100%.
100% fine.
Super great.
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah, I mean,
Nothing wrong.
They're hanging out at the magic household, helping out Vesryn's mother. Kind of. They kind of got adopted, but not really.
I kind of think of it as more she's there because of other things, but Solana's the only one showing the same interest in the same thing as you.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like a mutual interest kind of thing. I mean, like, aside from that, I mean, they got invited to the festival by Dwin's mom, but because it was sent by Dwin's mom and not by Dwin, they kind of were like, I don't know if this is something I want to go to, actually. So we might have to wait a bit for them, but it's fine.
She was too depressed to think about it. I'm like,
Oh, there you go. I was going to be like, I don't know if Jada understands depression. That's not true. So we'll see where that goes. Right now, they're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So, anybody want to do a recap of last week? It was a weird week.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own things. Maybe each person recapped their thing.
Well, Tiffany was teaching, and these kids are being weird, like Children of the Corn weird, but then turns out that they...
children of the corn, yeah.
I think that sums up pretty well. Children of the Corn, and then... So yeah, and then that was weird.
They're really smart.
Until they aren't, until they're not in class, and they aren't, and then something goes weird, like they were... Yeah, just weird, just something's different. Something's afoot. Afoul, I guess you can say. But yeah, and so... He got the invite, so he's like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to that party like these kids are. No, not today, children. I'm out. And so...
We gone.
With trouble in tow, he's ready to visit some old acquaintances.
Yeah. Desis has been diligently working, and then one day it ended up being a day where both moons were clearly visible and full in the sky, with one of them seemingly a lot closer than what is typical. But with the high rise of tides and waves, Desis joined a fishing party, a little fishing boat, kind of as a person to work, but also her druidry is very useful and appreciated. And it ended up bringing her into Chalet, where she didn't know there was any invite, didn't know info on the party, just kind of showed up, where she ran into a friend. But other than that, tastes everything like seafood. Everything tastes like seafood, and the stars moved a bit and then moved back. That was weird.
No big deal.
Yeah, sure. It means absolutely nothing. It didn't happen. God
Could have been your
just
eyes.
filled the sky. Yeah. That's Jesus.
All right. Who wants to go next? It's 3 more.
Russ, I'll choose.
I can go. Dwin was back at home. She was working on her book and generally existing, as that's all she could do. Her son, Taliesin, which is a major part of like previous plots, he was like, hey, I'm gonna go adventure, and she's like, okay, I can't say no because I did that. So he went off and did that, and Dwayne went into the woods to try to find solace in music, and she couldn't sing because she's too sad. And there's just a lot of moments where she's just coping with what's going on, and her family was like, hey, we want to pep things up. We think that helping put on the Badger Festival, was it?
Yeah, the Festival of the Badger. Yeah.
Badgers. That we will help bring things back to normalcy. So Dwayne said, sure, I will try. And so she wakes up the next morning and hears that the musicians, who have been musicians their entire lives, and she's known them since they were young, they're outside and they sound terrible. And she's like, what is going on? Why do you sound horrible? And they're really confused. They don't know what they're talking about. And so later, we see the ship coming in. So Dwayne says, well, let's just go invite these fishermen to the party because, we're going to have more people and that equals fun in, her depressed brain. She's just like... And so she goes down, and it actually was a good thing because she finds Jesus and they reunite, and the musicians came with Dwayne to the docks, and they were playing horribly again. Dwayne's just looking at them. She's examining the fingerings that they're doing with their stringed instruments, and as she's looking at the fingering, she notices that the music would actually kind of write itself as she was looking at it. And that was just very bizarre, so she didn't know what's going on, and then she and Jesus were reconciling over not reaching out to each other sooner, and then talking about the weird experiences they've been having. And then we heard that someone was looking for us at the docks. And that's where I'll end mine.
Eisen,
new to the group, sort of, because he's not really part of the group. He jumped on a boat where he was at before to hide from some very interesting people. Leave it at that. I don't want to tip my hat one way or the other. Thinking that he'd be able to get off in the morning, but when he awoke, the boat was moving, and he quickly got seasick and found out, and was forced to work the ship. And while he was on the ship, he began having visions of people going through portals and being reunited with other people, and sadness. And then he noticed this group of individuals. And when he arrived, he happened to see two of the people from his vision. And so he began asking around, trying to figure out who they are so he could try to understand why he was having visions of them, which word quickly got back to them. And when they approached him, he was a little caught off guard, didn't really know how to respond and explain why he's having visions of random people. So he came off a little bit like a like a jerk. So, and that is where he is right now, trying to figure out how to approach these people differently after a very rocky start.
Luckily, you're at a festival. It'll be easy to kind of blend in for a little bit and kind of get your thoughts right. Mm-hmm. Jada.
Well,
by the way, you have a bunch of friends showing up in chat that are all jazz.
Who? What?
In chat.
I don't have chat open. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I like how Jason's around.
Queen.
Oh, hi, y'all. Hi. Oh, I love you. Hi. Oh my gosh, that's so special. Now I feel like I have to deliver. Jada's fine. Jada's been hanging out. Jada's been hanging out. Well, so basically they've been trying to find a solution to save these souls that they helped bottle. They helped bring back from Shadowfell. That Solana risked everything to basically protect and save. Not sure what to do with them, so they're just trying to figure out what they're supposed to do, and they're doing a lot of research and they're not the smartest tool in the shed, Lamau, but they're doing their best, and so they were fine for a while there, and then Solana has been acting a little bit weird. And so one day, Solana snuck out with a couple of the soul jars, and Jada was like, that's a little suspicious. So they followed and found her almost making a deal with some kind of demon devil type creature. And so they chased him off, and he let it be known that he is after the soul jars, that Solana, made a deal with him, and that he was going to get what he wanted in one way or the other. They also told off Solana in a very kind of maybe not gentle way, but they meant well, I think. And Solana cried, and they were awkward, but it's all good. Yeah. Oh, also they got invited to the festival, didn't go. And also, yeah, everything's totally fine. And then, like, all of a sudden, their little internal clock ticked out of sync for a second there.
Yep.
Don't know what that's about.
But it's never a good sign.
It's not a good sign, but you know what? It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's all fine.
Jada's totally fine.
Jada's fine.
The castle's not burning. Everything's fine.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Nobody's died.
Nope.
I just want to be clear, Jazz, is Jada fine?
No.
Find out.
We'll see.
Speaking of Jada.
Oh no, we're gonna start with me?
We are.
Okay.
So, in Cairo, there's a warmth in the air. Obviously, you know you're heading into spring, so it's been expected. The castle's busy as the first trade ships are starting to arrive, and a lot of people actually empty out of the castle to go assist with getting the docks going. Not that that ever has mattered much to you, because everybody more or less left you and Solana alone almost all the time. They brought food up for her, and that was mostly their interaction with the two of you. Even her family, oddly, is really kind of distanced. And that seems to be okay with Solana, oddly. But, she has things she's working through too. So, the next morning after what had happened yesterday, Solana, you hear her heading down the hall, maybe with a little faster step. I mean, you can hear timings that others don't. And she has had a very kind of a drag to her from the time you got back from the Shadowfell. And you can always hear her in the hallway because it's stone and she wears shoes that have a wooden heel. And when she goes by today, she's actually got a little lift, a little faster pace. Just interesting, it's something to note. And she heads to the study that you two have been working in. And I assume you're in the study because you're almost always in the study.
I don't really leave.
Yeah, okay.
Ever.
So you hear her coming down there. And when she walks in, she looks over to where the jars are, and you can see a little bit of exasperation in her face. It's like, and she goes over to the book. How are you doing, Jada?
Same as always. How are you?
I had an idea that I wanted to run by you.
Okay.
Not about the souls. I don't know any more than what we had talked about, a few days ago. But I'm thinking of going to Phelan to maybe see the Epania, which is the head of it's the top cleric on the island for the god of the sea, Akor. I was thinking maybe he or she could, I don't know who it is anymore, could maybe help me with my condition.
That might be good.
my family doesn't really, they don't really see me much anymore. And I don't blame them. I understand. I'm not comfortable to be around anymore. I think maybe being away from them might help them, and it might help me. At least it can't do me any harm. But I think I need to be away from those. I haven't been away from those for however long I've been gone almost. I've been gathering them and collecting them and protecting them, and I think that I can't get them out of my mind. And maybe the Apania can do something about that I can't.
If that's what you feel is best.
I mean, as long as you're going to make sure they're taken
Safe.
care of, it's safe, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a carriage out tomorrow. I hope it won't, it doesn't bother you that I'm going to leave you without us working anymore for a little while until I get back.
I don't care.
That's the most perfect answer that Jada's ever given. It's exactly on point. Okay. If you don't mind though, I don't want to even be here today. I don't want to be tempted by those things.
They're people.
What?
They're people, they're not things.
Yeah, the people.
Do what you need to do. I'll watch them.
Okay. And she turns and starts to head out, and she looks over her shoulder at both you and them as she goes and closes the door and heads out. And her step is kind of back to normal.
That was weird.
What are you doing with the rest of them while you're in the room? Anything?
I think what they've mostly been doing is just categorizing, recategorizing, reading the book, drawing up plans, throwing them out. It's kind of weird because it's not, I think to like anyone else this would be maddening, but they're kind of used to spending long hours doing nothing or doing things very slowly, so it's not as like, it's not like it's time consuming, that's not the word I'm looking for, but like it's not, they don't get bored, they never get bored, period, but like it's not something they ever tire of doing. So it's, even though they've kind of come to a standstill with what they might want to do with these things, they haven't, it's not a despairing kind of situation to be in.
Yeah. All right, so you have some time with them in the books, or the book, I mean, and overnight, you hear her pacing in the hall a couple of times, and then she'll go back, and you know it's her because her shoes are very distinctive to you. And there's not many people that come down this hallway anyway, except to bring food, and they wear a different kind of shoe. You can hear them coming, and you know, hours go by. Morning arrives, and you hear her coming down the hall again. And she opens the door and she peeks in. You okay?
Should I not be?
Are they okay?
Of course.
Okay. You're going to take care of them, right? You're going to keep them safe? Watch them?
Do you not trust me?
I do. They're like children. Although some aren't children, but you know what? They're not even like children. They're more like ghosts. All right. Well, my carriage will be here shortly.
Be safe.
Thank you. And she closes the door, and you hear her pacing outside the door a couple of times, and then she heads back down to where you think her room is, where you know her room is. And then you hear like a dragging sound in her feet, and there's like a scraping. From out in the hall.
In the hall?
Yeah, out in the hall.
Like coming from her room, or for like?
Yeah, like coming from her room.
What are you doing? Yeah, okay, whatever. I guess I'll open the door and kind of peek out.
She's pulling a trunk behind her, dragging a trunk.
Does she look old and frail and she needs help?
Old isn't really applicable. She looks malformed from her time in the Shadowfell and bent. She is old, but age didn't work the same there on her.
I think I'll just watch her.
Yeah, she drags it to the stairwell, and then you hear clunk, and she takes a step and clunk, and you see her slowly disappear over the threshold of the stairs, but you hear the clunks every step down, and you know that she's doing it because nobody assists her because they avoid her. Most people are actually afraid of her here, and you know that you can see it on their faces. So she kind of has to do things. You're like the only one that doesn't fear her.
Yeah. Are there any servants or anyone around?
Not on this floor.
Good golly. Okay. Whee! No. Okay. So I just watch her until she disappears.
Okay.
Sorry. Jada's completely impassive.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. And the sound disappears, and then there's the scraping again when she gets to the landing below, and you can hear her dragging it to the, through the castle. Eventually, you hear doors open, and then the sound of them fades out pretty quickly after that. And she's
Jada's back inside.
okay. And she's leaving. All right. Over in Phelan, Hipley, you are... Actually, what are you doing? Are you preparing to head out to the Badger Festival, or what are you doing?
Yeah. How many days was it? Was it
2 days?
Soon, right? 2 days.
Yep.
I mean,
And it takes a day and a half to get there. So, from where you're at, you'd have to pack up and leave pretty quickly, or ride fast.
So Hipley's probably there's not that much stuff. So it's not gonna be too hard to pack. It's like he hasn't much stuff to really to put away. So
Yeah, your room is mostly barren of stuff except books.
Yeah, even that's not too many too. It's kind of pared it down to the best of the books that he likes at the moment. So yeah, he'll spend a little time just doing that, just kind of talking to Trouble, just getting ready to go. Definitely don't want to see the kids. They're still kind of weird and it freaks me out. So just kind of avoiding everyone around, just trying to, go over his head like what might be going on, but not being able to figure it out, and hoping that everyone else will be able to. So yeah, that's where his headspace is at the moment. So just kind of absentmindedly, slowly getting ready to go.
Okay. And there's a knock at your door.
I get very still to see if they'll just go away. Still wait. We'll wait just like a couple minutes, like wait like 5 minutes, see if they're gonna go away, just silent.
Mr. Hipley, Mr. Amberwater, and you can tell it's a kid's voice.
I also get trouble, just like shake my head. Okay, I don't have like a peephole, right? There's no like peephole or anything else like this in this kind of door turn to like.
No.
But it's locked though, so I can open up with the lock so on kind of stuff. So I open if I open the door.
Yeah, it has a lock.
Okay, yeah, so kind of keep it locked, kind of open the door slowly.
And you see out in the hall, there's like 5 or 6 of your kids, of your students. We want to know
I
if
look
there's
for
anything...
like parents. I'm like looking
No
just
parents.
for their parents, like looking up and around, just saying.
Mr. Amberwater, is there anything we should be reading with our time off?
Whatever you want to read. So whatever you find to be enjoyable, you read that book. That's what you should be reading right now. Whatever you find enjoyable. So you tell me.
Oh,
where are your? Do your parents all know you're here right now?
This is like an old school place. Kids
Sure,
just
okay.
run around all over the place doing things. Some of
Fair
them are
enough.
working.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
Nothing. Do you have any books on perhaps the birds of the world? I feel like my knowledge of that is not as great as it should be. Another one says, well, what about the sports of Arendelle? I don't know anything about the sports over there. And like they start mentioning book things that seem,
well, that's like so. And why again do you guys want to know like what sports? Like, why do you want to learn how to play a sport? I mean, why do you feel like you need to know this information?
Because you want us to be good students.
Knowledge without purpose isn't worthwhile knowledge. There's no point to it. So, what I want is you to want whatever it is that you want to read about, whatever it is that you as kids want to read about. Because I don't think learning about some ancient history or something like that's what you really want. I mean, it could be. I could be wrong, but I want you to spend time thinking about what you really want to.
You're our teacher, though. Are you supposed to be wanting us to learn and read? And
That's what I'm doing.
one of them says, "How about a book on the history of naval warfare?"
No, not today. How about you write me? What do you think the history of the naval warfare is like? I want you to write. Do you tell me what it is? Like, hey, what is your idea about it? Do you have any? What comes to mind?
Well, sometimes when I'm thinking of naval warfare, I think of Lord Parlock and the great battles he had against the Valetians and the Miradorians in, I guess it was 230 or 232 years ago, something like that.
Okay, I mean, yes, those are definitely facts. Oh my god, the chat, I'm sorry, y'all. That's darn it. Yeah, so those are definitely facts, but like I said, those are just facts. So I mean, why do you want to know that? I mean, you can't just say because like I'm the teacher, I want you to know these things. You have to have a reason for yourself to want to know. It can't just be because someone else wants you to.
To be smarter?
But again, I asked you before, why do you want to be smarter? For whom?
So you're happy with us?
You, why do you want it? That's my happiness has nothing to do with what you should want. So
And they just start looking at each other, like shrugging. I don't know what he means. I don't know what he wants. What do we do here? And they're trying to whisper, but it's obviously you can totally hear everything. Maybe he's mad at us. He must be mad at us.
children, I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not mad at anybody. This isn't me being angry. I just want you guys to want it on your own. You know, I want you guys to have that, to not feel like you have to want to do it because of me. So
And one of them is, I'm going to read as many books as I can while you're having us play. I'll play some, but I'm going to come back well read. And the other's like, yeah, us too. We're going to be well read when we return. When you return, not you return. When we return to class.
well, I mean, if that's what you want, I mean, if there's a class, we'll see. I may be gone for a bit.
What?
Some things are happening which I'm not sure about, so it may be a minute, but that's the beauty about learning, though. You can always learn no matter if a teacher's there or not. There's always ways to learn, and sometimes it's not always in books too. So you can always. I think the kids will be all right.
Okay, well, we'll see when you get back then. How long until you'll be back?
I have no clue, to be honest, but if I do, I will look forward to seeing all of you guys. But hopefully you can find other things cooler to do than come to your teacher on your time off. So hopefully, you know, when I get back, you won't want to see me be too busy doing things that you find to be fun and interesting.
And they'll look a little disappointed on their little faces. Teacher's gonna be gone.
Like I said, but who knows? I mean, I could be back, it could not be. So, but at least you have the time that we had together, though. That's what we can at least enjoy and look back upon. And I definitely enjoy teaching you guys. You guys are definitely some of the smartest people I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. So there's other teachers out there too. I'm not the only one.
Come on, let's go down to the lake and we'll read on the lake shore. It's nice out today. And they all marched out of the building, head out. And you hear them all heading out, and they get a little way away from you, and then they break into run and kids' laughter and stuff like that.
It's like a trouble to just shake my head. Like maybe it's me. Like I think me leaving is gonna be the best for this area for those kids. Well, yeah, this place was getting old anyways. Wasn't in trouble. I mean, he didn't like it that much here anyways. Washing all those cats. I mean, people are getting kind of angry about it. So it's time to leave.
Yeah, nobody loves having a basilisk as their neighbor's pet.
It doesn't increase the property value. I mean, I think it would be cool.
It's like a neighborhood watch, but you better not watch.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's kind of globally kind of just like start packing up. Just definitely realizing that it's starting to see that more me that's doing it, especially seeing them when they get farther away, they're starting more normal again, and just thinking back about the last interaction at one of the students' house where you couldn't even read that well when I was gone. So I'm definitely starting to kind of put things together.
Okay. So you pack up your... Are you packing anything? Or are you just heading out?
You know, I'm probably
It's
just heading
2
out.
days by horse, by the way, not by walking.
Yeah. You know, I'm probably just... I'll make sure I have my scepter, so I'm just walking. Like, I have trouble with me. On a leash, too, by the way. Like, you know, I'm not that kind of... I'm not that owner, you know, just like, oh, he's well trained. No, if he has a leash, it's a really cool looking leash too. It's like, looks like it's made out of stone, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
If you walk, you'll miss the festival.
And then I'll probably, I mean, I'll.
I don't know whether that matters to you or not.
Oh.
The Badger Festival.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I don't want to be. I want to be fashionably late, but not that late enough to miss it. So I mean, I'll probably stop by and get the horses on. I mean, that's fine.
And there's a person there at the where you can get your horse, and at the stables. He says, you need a guide? You're heading out somewhere? And you know that throughout Elixia, often people go with guides because the Elixian woods are pretty dangerous. They don't always go with guides, but sometimes they do. Well, you're pretty dangerous too.
I was gonna say, I'll take my chances. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
You can be turned to stone by your pet in the middle of the woods.
But we're at least the enemy, you know, right? I mean, at least like you can see it coming, and it's almost happened once. And it's not the worst feeling. You kind of just slow up a little bit and freeze. It's not the. Yeah. It's almost, I don't know. It's like going to sleep, taking like a really, really long nap. Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's like literally like famous last words of PCs to
well, I know. I know
that could happen.
I know what I'm doing. What's the worst that could happen, DM?
You get your horse and you get on the road. Back in Shaley, it's a cool day. It's still later in the day, and that visitor Eisen, he's wandered into where the town is starting to gather and stuff, and Cerridwen and Desus had walked off and left that new person on the docks and headed into town. What are the two of you doing?
So Desus would have caught up to Dwen after that conversation and visibly has a fairly tense jaw, but catches up to Dwen.
It's just like she's like caught between like feeling angry and like having the emotional energy to actually be angry. She's just like, I've never wanted to punch someone as much as I wanted to punch you. But
I mean, I would not have stopped you.
That was weird, right? That was a weird thing because sometimes I don't know anymore. Okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll never have to see him again. She just like, I don't know. She's just in a rut. Like, I don't even know what to do at this point. She looks at Desus. Well, here's a question. Did I get word back from Morkant that he was coming? Because he's very like, he's the person who would do that.
Yeah, Morkant is coming.
Okay, so this is what happened. She sees him, and then she's like, I'll talk to him later. I can't talk to anyone right now.
And your mom comes up. Hun, you look really tired. Desus! So great to see you.
Yes, hello.
You smell like fish. You've been fishing, I guess.
Yep, been doing that a lot lately.
Well, come along. We'll feed you something better than fish. And she takes your arm in hers, and she takes Cerridwen's in her other arm. When did you get in? Just now?
Yeah, I was on the... Yeah.
You know, you made it just in time for the Badger Festival.
Yeah, what does that entail exactly? This is all new to me.
Do you not like badgers?
I mean, I've been a badger, but what's the festival? What do you do in the festival? What's part
Well, badgers
of it?
live in the earth. We celebrate the earth and taking care of it, like badgers do.
There's also a race.
Yeah, there's a badger race. It's so much fun. You're going to love it. Oh, wait. Can you compete as a badger if you're...
See, I was asking about that.
I don't know.
I don't think there's technically a rule against it.
I don't think so either. You might be a slow badger. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just don't bite anybody.
Oh, well, that I'm very much in control of. To an extent.
Good.
Mom,
Yeah.
there was something weird that happened. The kids, and she means like the instrumentalists from before. She's like they're playing all weird. Did they hit the drink early, or did they sound off to you?
You know, ever since you all came back from, and you can tell she's searching for from that place, everybody sounded kind of bad, I guess. Everybody, honestly, I don't think I've heard anybody play music until the last couple of days, or sing, or. I mean, it could be just your aura. It's all off anyway. Maybe it's you.
No. Maybe it is me. She's like,
I don't know. Things have been just very weird.
And she whispers to you, Jesus, you gotta keep an eye on her. Okay? She hasn't been herself since she got back. Have you been yourself since you got back? Then she realized she may be asking someone who's not themselves to be taking care of someone who's not themselves.
Yeah, again, her jaw is just clenching up. It's like, things have been interesting.
You think so? Can you make me a nature check, please?
All right, nature. That is a 18.
Oh, nice. Up along the tree line on the other side of the town, you see there's a fog starting to roll down the hill towards the town. It's starting to get foggy. Sometimes it does that here. Well, let's go in. Let's get you some food. And Cerridwen and I probably need to get some sleep. We've been putting this festival together all morning, and nobody else is helping over there. And they all start scrambling to help to do things. Well, let's go then. And she takes you by the arms, brings you into the house. Have a seat. Let me see what I got in here. And she goes through and she finds something, and she cooks while you're here. She's often cooking or making potions or something. Sometimes cooking, sometimes other stuff. Don't taste her dishes without knowing. It's not really a good idea. What are you doing, Cerridwen, while she's cooking?
She does go and talk to Morkant and like just fact check with him, and like things have always been like weird and like tense with her and Morkant because they could just never find common ground. So like she's like, you know what, it's not going to be any different than usual. So she just goes and talks to him, and it's not, and so it's fine. And she thanks him for looking after Taliesin, and then after she fact checks, she says, I would invite you to drink, but I know you don't, so I'm just gonna go to sleep. And he's like, okay, bye.
Okay.
And she comes back in and just, I feel like she'd just be like a space cadet at this point. Like she's just kind of like floating around and sitting, trying to work on things, but like can't get her mind to focus on them. She's just,
yeah, a lot of things just feel blurry to you.
yeah.
Not just visually, audially, visually, even smells seem a little bit off sometimes. So it seems like a full mind losing.
Mind numbing, yes.
Yeah.
Accurate.
And you head in and you lay down, and you start to doze off, and then you hear some birds singing, which you just realized you hadn't really heard many birds singing, or maybe you just didn't notice them. Maybe it's the dullness leaving, not the dullness coming. Who knows?
I'm gonna listen. She just listens to it in bed.
Make me a nature check, please.
Okay. Notice. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Nope. Oh, that's a 19.
Oh, that's good. How old are you?
137.
Okay, so in 137 years, you've gotten very familiar with all the birds in the area. You know what they sound like. You think that's not a bird call from a bird you know. I mean, it just could be a bird you aren't familiar with that, maybe lives on the other side of the island, or a bird that, flies distance and landed here, what have you.
Goes over to the window and opens it, looks out, listens for the bird.
And you hear a bird call. I mean, you hear some other birds in the distance, but they sound like they're in the distance. They don't sound close. And it's like, it's got a whistle to it that is a little dulled, but it's also, whatever the call is, seems new to you. But you don't see the bird. I mean, who knows where the bird is? Could be in any tree.
She has no idea what to think of that. Oh, guess that's no. And then it puzzles her because she's like, I'm gonna compare it to the sounds I heard in the Shadowfell, and if it matches any of the sounds I heard in the Shadowfell.
Maybe an insight check.
Okay. Okay, that's an 18.
I mean, there were different bird sounds in the Shadowfell, and you really didn't have a lot of time there. The bird does sound a little duller than the birds you're used to, and the birds in the Shadowfell sounded dulled. Their songs were lesser. They weren't bright. They weren't high pitched. They were often, I mean, I wouldn't say guttural, but they were sometimes just nastier sounding. And this doesn't sound like that, but it sounds closer to that than to the birds you're used to seeing and hearing.
The rusted wheels of her brain turn, and then she goes downstairs and tries to find Deezus.
Deezus in there listening to your mom go on about. Actually, she's probably talking about you when you walk in. Oh.
Again. And then she takes a minute to just orient herself.
I thought you were taking a nap, hun.
Birds. Talking. She's like, okay.
What?
There were new birds the birds won't shut up, okay? I can't sleep. But besides the point, okay. Deezus, what if we brought the Shadowfell with us when we came back?
It honestly has been on my mind.
What are you two talking about? First off, I don't even like you talking about that place. I don't like that you've named it, to be honest. That place should not even have a name. But we're in Shaley on Elixia. We're not in that dreadful... We're not there. I thought you were going to take a nap.
She just looks at her mom. I can handle myself. This is the first clear thought I've had in a while, actually.
Here, let's, you know what? I know some druid stuff that can help with this. I'll take you to your room, and Deezus is very much looking at you, Dwyn. to note that. Let's just go to your room for a second.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe I do need a nap. And she turns around.
I'll make sure she gets put to sleep, Mrs. Sagewynd.
Thank you. She
To rest.
mouths rather than
Get
whispers.
rest. Yes. Awkwardly starts shuffling along.
And she calls you over to her before you go.
Oh.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you able to see auras?
I never tried.
Oh. Okay, never mind. Go on.
Okay. And I shuffle away.
Okay, so you head up to Cerridwen's room. In the meantime, back over at the party where they're putting things together, the sailors have come on and they're exhausted, but they're doing what they can to help put the tents up and move chairs out and things like that. Get the fireplaces set, things do all the things necessary for an awesome Badger festival. Eisen, what are you doing?
I think Eisen probably would have followed them from a distance just to get an idea where they are in case there is something that happens because of his vision, so that way he knows where to go to help them.
They go to a house right on the edge of the clearing that the party's at.
Once I kind of take note of that, I will go back to the party, and I actually will help set up some of the party just to kind of fit in with the people and kind of listen to the conversations of what people are talking about locally here. Helping, but as I'm helping, just kind of get a lay of the land.
Yeah, some of the sailors they're talking to you. This is your first time to Shaylee?
Yes.
You may need a bit of the ale to get going. That stuff it'll give you some pep.
Please give me some ale. I've been looking for whatever since I got on the boat.
Hook, what's your name?
Eisen.
Hook Eisen up with the good stuff. And there's
Please.
a tapist over there, and she taps it. She taps the ale. Here you go. Drink up.
And as I get the ale, was there energy okay from her? Did she seem...
Yeah.
Okay. I'll actually
Other people are there also getting drinks.
Yeah. I'll drop a gold piece for her as a thank you, because this is the first alcoholic beverage I've had in weeks. So he's like, "Oh,
thank you."
Tips her, yeah.
Wow.
And then I'll.
Are you noble? Are you a nobleman or something? We had the Madgers come through, a while ago.
I'm not noble, but my family comes from wealth.
Good to know.
Merchants.
What?
Merchants. My family were merchants.
Oh, you're merchants.
I'm not. My family was, or is.
Drink up. There'll be food in a few hours as the festival starts to get going. And while you're out here, there's a little bit of a fog starting to roll in from the forest line.
Is there any place for, a visitor to rest? Any inns that you suggest?
You're in Shaylee, right?
First time, yeah.
Oh, that's right. We mostly sleep under the stars here. I mean, there are a few people with homes, but most people just sleep out of doors.
Fair enough. I've done that plenty as well.
And when you turn around, you see sitting on a bar stool near you is this person that looks a little bit like a lizard person. You haven't had a dream of one of those, but it is weird. And this person looks over you and go, "How are you? You okay?"
Yes. On the verge of sounding rude, may I ask who you are and where you're from? I've never met anyone quite like you.
Someone as short as me?
Yes.
I'm Gunnel. I am I'm a legal practitioner.
Oh, fair enough. What brings
You
to
don't
town?
actually know what that is. You probably
Yeah.
never heard of it.
I just I act like I know what it is. Oh yeah. Oh, it's fair enough. What brings you here? And I will detect thoughts, see who this person is, as I ask them what they're actually here for.
Make me an insight check.
Not bad. It's 16. Let me roll let me see what my bonuses are to insight. Oh, +7. So
Okay.
that's pretty high. level 9, Jazz. Level 9. Remember.
Their mind is pretty complicated. I don't want to say complicated. Is very foreign in the way that it works, just because of the vast differences. But they seem to be here drinking and looking for someone named Cerridwen, but at the same time just sort of enjoying some drink and hopefully some food.
And I just kind of like, and she already told me. I already know what their names are. They told me what their names were
Yeah.
when I met them.
Yeah, you met him.
I just kind of, I am. Is there any weapons on them?
No, her.
Oh, her. Sorry. Yeah. So she has no weapons on her.
No. She has a
Interesting.
backpack and she has a little map case on their belt.
You got a map in there of the island?
I wish. No.
No.
I have a feather in there.
A feather.
Feathers are beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Would you like a drink?
Another one, you mean?
Yeah, on me. I'll buy you.
Of course. The festival's already getting better.
And I'll order another one for both of us.
And she turns around and kind of leans her elbows on the bar and is sitting there drinking. How'd you get here? What's your story?
I came on a ship. First time here. That's really my story.
You just came here because why'd you come to Elixia?
There was a bit of confusion on the ship that I got on. I thought I was on a different ship. And yet somehow I ended up here. So
You mean the ship brought you here against your will? Did you have a contract?
I did not. That's my fault. I should have had one.
You may not know what a contract is.
Again, whether he knows or not, he's just
Right.
talking like he does.
And then while you're talking to her, her eyes kind of squint a little.
Actually,
And she goes-
I would say I might actually know due to the work I've done in the past. I've taken contracts.
Maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
you might have. You're right. You might have heard the term. That's an odd phenomenon, isn't it? How the fog rolls in from the forest, but leaves it behind. Oh, I made a pun. Forest leaves.
You're funny. So, besides the fog, you're here for business. What kind of business? I mean, maybe I can help you find them. Do you know who you're looking for?
I'm here. The Badger Festival is going to start today.
I'm assuming it's what this is, but again, I'm not from here. So I don't
Well,
know.
it hasn't started yet. They're just putting it together. I would help, but I'm only good at supervising, and they don't want a supervisor.
They don't know they need a supervisor.
They need a supervisor. Something will happen. Somebody will get hurt. I will probably be involved in making sure that whoever gets injured gets some kind of remuneration.
I see. I like your type. Look for the situation and help those in need, right?
You totally are misreading me, but that's okay.
Is he? So
Helping's not really the word. Taking advantage of a bad situation, totally on point.
and that's I understood that, but the nicer terminology is helping those in need.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm going to continue drinking, wait for the food, and then after the festival, I guess I'll stumble home. Well, I'll stumble.
enough.
It'll take me a couple days to get there. I don't even think anybody noticed that I left yet, but you know.
Yeah. I am going to ask somebody to deliver a message to the house I saw them go to. Like, I'm going to find a messenger because I know there's messengers here.
No.
Sure, we've had messengers on the island before, so I'm assuming I can find
Yeah,
somebody
but
that does
here in
messages.
Shaley, everybody's putting the festival together.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll write a message and I'll put it on the doorstep, letting them know that a kobold is looking for somebody named Cerridwen.
Can you make me a
Not kobold, a
a
little
con
lizard
check?
person. Con check.
Yeah, you've never had ale for giants before.
Let's see here. Ale for giants. So I rolled a
Oh no, I
10.
mean
My
ale for
con-
giants. They give you the good stuff.
I rolled a 10, but I have a +6 to my con. So
Okay.
16.
Yeah. So as you're finishing it off, you're like, wow, I'm feeling it from one ale. What the hell? So you have a little bit of a buzz, and you're not used to getting a buzz from one ale. Now you know this stuff is potent.
Well, if I got a buzz, I'm not gonna go stumbling over there, potentially cause a scene, and make them think I'm being weird. So I will sit back and I'll just kind of walk away, but I'll keep an eye on this small lizard person from a distance.
Okay, and as you're doing that, you're kind of watching the fog and sitting back, keeping your eye on the lizard folk, and after a while, you hear a bird call. And then a little cerulean bird lands on your arm. And it's looking at you and kind of, doing what little birds do, pecking around, looking around. And it starts singing.
I go, do I know you?
It ignores you. It's just sitting on you. And then after a little while of singing, you hear a song being returned. And another little cerulean bird lands on your arm.
All right. It's good.
And they jump. And your arms feel a little heavy. And then they're singing. One of them is on your head now.
No. As soon as I start to feel harmed, nothing's getting on me. I'm waving them away.
Okay.
Nobody's landed on me after that. So
And you got to wave them in your hand like, woo.
yeah, I don't trust them.
And they land on the bars around you.
I
And
look
then
at somebody and go, what's up with the birds?
you don't see anybody around you. And then another bluebird, maybe 2 or 3 start to arrive, and they start landing on the bar and singing to each other.
Would my detect thoughts still be up?
Might be.
I'd see if I can hear anything from the mines. Children of the birds. Not children of the corn, children of the birds. Oh no.
Yep.
We just created a new terror.
And the birds, they kind of bounce around your arms when you swat them away, and they stay near you, and more come. And it doesn't take long before you really feel like there's a swarm of birds landing near you, singing to each other, and it's like a cacophony of these pretty sounds.
And there's nobody around? I pinch myself.
And you pinch yourself. It's pretty singing. And you pinch yourself, and you're like, ow. And a bunch of the birds fly off, and it leaves a couple of them. You're like, oh, there's 4 of them there.
And there's nobody else around though.
Yeah, and then after all the flock flies off, and they make those really cool like motions as they're flying away that you see when you see birds fly together. It's awesome. but all the color in the birds fades to a gray. And you see over at the firelight, the light there, it's not yellow and orange anymore. It's faded to a white. And you realize like everything seems dull, except there's maybe a little hint of blue in everything around, but just a touch, like a blue-gray.
Look at my clothes. My clothes also dulled.
Yep.
Yeah. And
then you look to the side of you, you see a bird there, and your head starts shaking. Wake up! Wake up! We need to move this chair. You okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Did they give you the strong stuff?
No, it's not the. Yes, they gave me the strong stuff.
And the little lizard person is gone. The good stuff, yeah, it is good. Oh my gosh. I hope you're okay. You okay? You may want to go sit down and catch your breath.
No, I can help.
You whistle when you sing, it seems.
I whistle when I sing or when I sleep?
Or when you sleep, when you sleep.
You whistle when you sleep. Wait, what? I was thinking whistle at the same time?
You whistle when you sleep. It's kind of funny. I've never seen anybody do that. Seriously, though, I got to move the chair. I'm sorry. You got to move on.
And I will, I guess with that note, I probably will go approach their door.
All right.
And I will awkwardly knock.
We'll get back to that. So,
yeah.
Cerridwen and Desus, you are up in Cerridwen's room. What are you two doing?
You were saying the songs, the birds, something but the birds and Shadowfell.
Well, I don't know. So what do you think? Okay, I was trying to sleep and then I heard birds singing and I realized I never heard that bird before. Just kind of a weird thing. So, in 137 years, I haven't heard a different bird. And so there's one outside, and I don't know, maybe birds migrated, but since it coincides with a lot of other weird things, I'm just thinking that it also coincides with these other strange events. So, and they only seem to affect you and me, and the area that we're in. And I really want to I think we should find the others and see if it's happening to them too, especially if it's happening to Solana, because
yeah, she would have a very, very deep connection with having been there a lot longer than us. But I do have animal messenger prepared today, but if the birds are weird,
send a rabbit.
Might take a while, and a wolf might bite it. Maybe we'll.
There are other birds that aren't weird, so we're just gonna find one of them.
Yeah, let's find a bird that you are familiar with here, and
all right.
I can send animal messengers to them.
Okay.
Sounds good. And I used my. I used all my dimension boards, so it's just gonna have to take out of the
Here,
house.
I just druid craft a flower crown, but it's just like leaves and stuff. There's nothing super intricate about it, but I just craft a fluid crown and put it on Dwin's head, and at least it looks like you're trying. I don't know.
She looks at it in the mirror. I do like it. I just have no energy to express anything beyond that.
Here, and I do like little stringly vines just to frame off the face so you can easily like shift with it to hide. All right.
Okay.
So you're gonna head out?
Yeah, we're gonna try to sneak out like a couple of teenagers. I'm an adult.
Okay. So you're gonna climb down from the window, kind of thing. It's not
I
like
look
you
at
haven't done it
Thesis and I'm
before.
like, should we walk? All right. So, do we want to deal with talking my mother out of letting me out of the house, or do we want to climb out a window?
Is this a 2-story house?
It is.
Okay, I'll prop open the window, look down. Well, we can certainly try getting down there.
Okay. Oh, I got this. I go and we're just gonna jump out the window, and I can cast slow fall. It'll be fine.
Oh, great.
And as you're floating down, you see standing at the door somebody looks like they were getting ready to knock, and they turn to see you floating to your feet, and it's that guy.
I'm not here for any problems. I just had a strange vision. I just had a strange vision. I need to know if it means anything to you. If you want to go on hating me after that, that's fine.
Okay.
And I will proceed to explain to them about the fog rolling in, these strange blue birds landing on me, and like a flock getting them off, and then how everything kind of faded and became less colorful, even including the fire. Just the whole thing that I just went through. I'll explain it to them. Does this have any meaning to you?
Thesis looks to Dwin before her eyes wander off towards the coming fog.
Because it's freaking me out.
And Gwen's just squinting because she isn't making the connection. She's like, what? I mean, it sounds like the shadow fell, but I don't know what this rando's got to do with it.
Desus, you smell fish stew or something being cooked from inside, maybe?
Did I see Mrs. Sagewynd actually get fish, or was it a different meat?
No.
What?
I know your mother didn't pick fish for the meal, but that's what I smell.
No.
And I look to Eisen. I don't know how much I'm comfortable telling you, or whether it might be overwhelming to tell you.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, I'm fine. The sooner I get these visions out of my head, the happier I'll be. When I get them, I've only had one before, your lot, and I ignored it and people died. So I want to get this out of my head. So whatever you feel comfortable with, let's just get it done.
All right. We went to another plane called the Shadowfell, which...
And he looks... he is wavering in place a little bit. Cerridwen, you know what that means.
I've been drinking.
Somebody got
a drink.
It's just like... So now we have to determine whether or not your visions come from a drunken stupor or...
No, they don't. I had them on the boat when I had no drinks. This one was different. The ones I had on the boat of you and your friends, I could just see things happening around me. Birds were touching me. They were landing on me from this fog. I didn't get them off of me. I felt pain when I pinched myself in this one. It was like I was there, but I wasn't there. It was different than my other visions. It was more real. And it was not...
The birds...
fun.
What did they look like?
They were blue at first, and when they started fading away. I'll give you the exact detail, whatever they were.
Okay, so I'll think of bluebirds in the area, and then she rubs her hands together and hums just 3 notes and then casts minor illusion. So and just casts like a bird she's familiar with in the area. So it'll look like this one.
No.
And she just repeats that through like the 3 bluebirds that are there.
And none of them look.
None of those.
Okay. Did the bird sound like this? And then she.
I will whistle the sound of what it sounded like. You know, apparently since I. Oh, that was another thing. One of the gentlemen that woke me from the thing said I was whistling, but it was. I've never done that, as far as I know. And I will whistle what I remember the bird sounded like.
So make me a performance check.
Oh God. Let's see. Do I have a performance? I only have a +2 of performance, so.
That's
Rolled an
something.
11, so 13. It's not great, but not.
So, Cerridwen, the sound, the whistle sound, doesn't seem to be a pattern that you remember from any of the birds locally. It's kind of dull and low. It's not real high pitched. And most small birds that you know have really high pitched
Yeah.
song.
The Shadowfell that you said you came from. Can you go back there? Is it somewhere that's on the island?
No. It's and wouldn't want to go back. It's another place, not here. Like if we were like a sandwich, we're like the meat layer. There's a Shadowfell, which is like the bottom layer. Maybe it's getting moldy, I don't know. And then there's like another layer. That's like the Feywild, which is beautiful and lots of interesting and also dangerous things. But the bottom layer.
As she's like struggling, I cast like minor illusion again and just make kind of like a little globe with like different levels.
Yeah.
Just to like
that's actually
illustrate.
helpful. That's very helpful.
But the Shadowfell is void of all color, all beauty, all any kind life, warmth. When you're there too long, it molds you to itself. It consumes you.
When you guys came back, you came through something, right? Like a portal of some sort. Because that's when you said in my vision, I saw people coming out of a portal.
You have.
Yeah. You came through a portal here, yes? With others?
Yeah, we...
No.
I'm trying to connect the dots as to what I was seeing in my original visions.
She makes like we're talking about the portals I cast, so she just makes like a mini version of the portal and with minor illusion again.
It looks familiar. It looks kind of like what you had seen.
It looks quite similar. Could that portal still be open? Are these things coming through from there? I mean,
I'm assuming it closes, like we saw it close.
Yeah, you saw it close.
I know I saw it close, but no, maybe there's stuff we don't see.
Or others that figured it out.
as I said, could
Yeah,
others
they're
have
coming.
opened it from the other side?
Maybe they're coming through the ley lines again.
Lay what?
She's just like,
I put a hand on Dwen's arm.
Sorry. Again,
Okay.
you don't have to explain it if you don't want.
Yeah, I put a hand on Dwen's arm and kind of whisper, wasn't his sister supposed to be someone of divination to protect the island? His sister? That his mother used to be before her? Deezus is very much trying not to say his name.
I mean, what's the sister's name? I kept, like,
Ratha.
no, I kept thinking Rwanda, and I'm like, no.
Rwanda!
It's now canon.
Rwanda.
Nickname.
Yeah.
Only known in the family.
As far as I know, Roth is still doing stuff, but maybe we should check. Because clearly things are happening. But I think she was just kind of, I don't know, I never really got it anyway.
Do you think she could help me understand what's going on with me? Because,
Mm.
I mean, these are fairly recent events that I've started getting visions. These aren't like something I've been experiencing. I mean, I've my own issues, but do you think that this Rotha, do you think she might be able to help me understand my own stuff?
I don't.
When did you have your first vision?
All right, so
Like
Scott,
a date.
when that one incident happened, that would have been like I would have had the vision a little bit before that. So how long ago did that happen?
Probably close to a month ago.
About a month ago. Around that.
Okay,
I'm not-
so he had visions of the past?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had visions of the past, and she has visions of the future. But I don't know, maybe they're, I don't have visions. Maybe they're just similar.
By the way, on an unrelated note, there's a small lizard person, and I believe they're looking for you, Cerridwen. I don't. Talking about contracts and different deals, and they're a lawyer. I don't know what that means, but tiny little lizard person.
Like, what's her name? Fanimal.
I got it right. What was the person? It was like a golem or
Gunnel.
Gunnel.
Gunnel. That's right,
Gunnel.
Gunnel. Where's Gunnel?
You know of a Gunnel. You remember Gunnel.
Yeah, Gunnel wanted to, like, collect on the,
Yes.
the trade, and now she's like, what the heck is Gunnel bothering me again for? Like, she's like...
Out of character, isn't Morkan here? Shouldn't she be hunting him down?
I mean, technically, she already talked. Yeah, I mean, Fennel should be talking to Mark.
Yeah. While you're standing on the porch talking, Hipley, you are on the road heading over to Phelan. You get through a night and you realize you need to get a few hours sleep in, and you're next to a pond. Probably eat a little bit there, take a little bit of a break.
Well, if you trouble to make sure he's well fed.
Yeah.
It's not one get eaten either.
Well, yeah, and I mean, he could be eaten. He's more of the eating other things type, but sure. And you pull over, and you get off the road, and
I'm gonna pull this thing over this horse.
your horse is happy to get a moment to get some of the nice green grass, because it is spring, although it is night. The smell of the grass growing, full on is pleasant, if you like the smell of grass.
It's very naturey.
Yeah, it
People would
is.
say.
And you can afford a couple of hours to get a nap in or a short sleep in.
So I feel like I'm in an okay place to take a nap. Like everything just seems okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have a basilisk.
Yeah, but I mean, does it make one unkillable?
It doesn't.
I mean, if I just push through, would I get there any quicker, or so I can just 2 hours still make it there on time? But if I push through and get there quicker,
You would
if
get
I
there
wanted
quicker,
to?
maybe, but the horse would be exhausted.
Too tired. Okay, well, I guess you're taking a break.
Okay.
So
You take a break, and when you wake up, it's morning. And you're like, oh no. And you see, though, there are... Hold on. I have to get somewhere. Looking at the wrong thing there. You see there are people near you having a picnic. A couple of maybe teenagers.
Out here, just having a picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm getting the horse and I'm just leaving. Like, I'm out. Like, that's simple. So, not gonna stop and say hello, get in trouble, we're leaving. We're on the horse and we're going.
And you turn around and you don't really see your horse. And you don't see...
I'm walking. That's fine. I'm picking up trouble. We're just walking up out of here.
And you don't see trouble.
Fine. I'm just walking out of here. Like, I'm going to be pretty upset, but I'm just going to keep walking. Then, like, I'll look around the porch trail, but I'm walking out. Like, there's no...
Okay.
I'm walking.
And you walk and make me a dex save.
Is walking too difficult now? Like,
Make me a dex save.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. It's 18. Not tripping me today.
All right. And you feel something hit your shoulder, and your eyes open, and you realize you're in the middle of the night, and you were sleepwalking.
Okay, how far away am I from, like, the horse and from trouble? Like, how far?
20, 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm looking up the horse, and we're leaving now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're leaving now. We're really leaving this time. We're gonna make sure I'm awake, whatever it takes. Just kind of yeah, I'm gonna stop everything up. Like, the horse can be tired, but this isn't. Something's wrong. And I don't want to feel like doing this, like, alone at all. So
Okay.
yeah.
You didn't need any alone time?
Well, alone time is fun. We're not sleepwalking or getting weird dreams, or we're just carrying them like weird things. So
all right, you get on your horse, you pick up Treble, and you get on the road. And I mean, you did get a little sleep. It wasn't like you got nothing. And you hit the road, and the next day you are arriving into the outskirts of Shaley, and there's a fog rolling in from the forest. Oddly, the fog is actually rolling in from the forest, but the forest is not foggy. It's kind of rolling from the edge of the forest in, which sometimes does it because it's on the forest is on a rise, and then Shaley's low. It's like marshy land that Shaley is. Make me a nature check.
Well, I wouldn't even question it, because all this stuff I've seen, I'm just like, I want to find my people, and that's about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a 7, because I'm just focused. Yeah. I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm just like, nothing's gonna surprise me at this point.
The good thing is you see a big tent set up, and you see a gathering there as people are starting to gather. So it's very easy to find where everybody's at is there. But you have to go around. There's like a little marshy area, and you have to kind of go around it to get to there. So you have a little bit of a ride, but you can keep it in sight the whole time. Back in Cairo, there is the carriage has left, and somebody comes up the stairs for the first time in a while. I was told to check on you and see if there's anything you might need, Jada.
Like what?
Well, I don't know, whatever you would need. I was told by the lady of the house to make sure I check on you to make sure that you get anything you might need. She said you don't eat, though, so...
No, I don't. No,
I wouldn't know what you would need.
Yeah.
So you need nothing, then?
Good.
Okay, then. Do I need to return any time in the future, or should I just assume you're taken care of unless you call for someone?
I will call for you if I need you.
Excellent. I'm Jaworowski, if you need anything. I'll be down the stairs, through the doors, to the left by the fireplace.
Is Jaworowski a servant?
Yes.
ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you see Solana earlier leave?
Yes, she took a carriage to Phelan.
You didn't help her. Carry her big trunk down the stairs. Is that kind of your job?
I apologize. I was... I don't have an adequate answer for you. I only have ones that
Not
would...
looking for an adequate answer. I was just curious. I also don't need your apology. I was not wronged. You're dismissed.
And he turns and walks back. And that was funny. Make me a insight check.
Sight. Am I good at that? I don't know if I've ever done that. Where are my skills? Oh, they're there. Da, 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 da. Right, that would be under I. Oh, I am good at that. That's weird.
Weirdly
I don't know.
good at
Jada
it.
cares enough about that sort of thing. Whee! Oh.
1, 2. Oh my god. You
Classic Jada.
doubled your last bad roll.
But it's an 8.
Okay. No insight for you. Which is not good enough.
I don't think Jada cares.
Right. And the room that you're in, you know, you've been staying in it for a while, the study. It's basically a study. It seems like the temperature has changed a little bit. It's warming up, maybe from spring arriving. You know, that does happen here. Sort of.
Spring? I hope so.
Yeah, it does. And when it comes, it usually is like nothing, and then it's much warmer. It's not the kind of thing where it's a very gradual change over the days. It goes from
0 to 100, real quick.
Yeah, not quite that extreme, but yeah. And it's pretty obvious spring has arrived, and you know, with all the ships coming in and everything, you would constantly hear downstairs the bustle of activity. And you hadn't heard that until now, because ships weren't coming in. It's too hard to get here during the winter, so nobody comes. But there's a near constant, even into the night, hustle and bustle of sound down below. You hear people talking. You can't really hear what they're saying, but you kind of hear that there's activity down there. Sometimes there's laughing or yelling, and there's probably drinking and all of the things that are associated with a busy castle trying to rebuild. Because a lot of the facility was really damaged, and they had to wait for spring for materials to be delivered and things like that. And artisans, because if you remember, the island was cleared of many of its artisans by Talvamies.
Before my time.
Yeah, but you've heard the stories.
Yeah, of course.
And after a couple of days, you hear somebody coming up the stairs, and it is not the steps of Jorowski. It's somebody else, because they're heavier. And then there's a knock on your door.
Come in.
And the door opens, and there's a person you don't recognize, and they go, Do you have good math skills?
Of course.
Could we borrow your skills for a moment? We need someone to do some... we have a rather large transaction that we'd like to verify the finances are correct with.
Okay.
Thank you. And they step aside, let you come out, and then close the door behind you. And this person takes you down. And when you get down, there's probably 30 people in this one room. and the father of the house is in here, and there's just a ton of coin in front. We hear you're quite excellent at calculations and mathematics. I was wondering if you could do something for us. We're trying to figure out a percentage of, we need 3.5% of all of this money to be figured out. And honestly, I'm good at adding and subtracting. You give me, I don't understand percentages well, but I understand what they are. And I've heard that you might be able to assist with this.
Who's talking?
The father, the magic
Balin.
father, right?
I don't think Jada likes him very much.
No, nobody likes him. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
But I will say you did see him be nice to Vesryn when he was dead. He was the one who carried his body off.
Wow, that's so great.
It's always good to take care of your dead children.
Too little, too late. So I think that Jada just kind of stares at him and says nothing.
Do you need us to do something with the coins to sort them in some way for you, or?
What will you give me in return?
Well, you have been staying in the castle and no cost and sheltered, defended. It's only one request. Have I offended you in some way?
Yes.
I see. Can the rest of you step out for a moment? Not you. And everyone sort of shuffles around the table and scooches out. And don't stand near the door and listen in. Please, let's sit and discuss this. I'd like to know what I've done so that maybe I can make amends.
I'm fine standing. Thank you. Have you always sought out help for mathematics?
No, rarely do I need anything this complicated. My daughter would handle most of it, but she's not as good with the percentages like this as we suspected you would be.
You suspect correctly. I will help, of course.
I do wish to thank you for spending time with Solana in her current state.
Is that a favor to you?
A favor? No, it's gratitude. You don't seem to be disturbed by how her body and mind has become misshapen by where you were, all of you.
Well, I did not know her before. It is easy to accept what is rather than what used to be.
We've been trying to
Have you?
to get people to not be afraid of her. Obviously unsuccessfully, I suppose. We always send the best food up to her. 3 good meals a day, every day. Gave her whatever she wanted or needed.
What's that?
She really didn't ask for anything.
Did you miss her?
Do I miss my wife? Yes.
I heard you thought she was dead. That you all did.
We did. We thought everybody that had left had been ascended, gone to the gods.
Is it easier or harder knowing she isn't?
This house has seen a lot of strife from death to this in a short amount of time. The house has been cursed for generations. I would say that it's all surprising, but it is not all surprising when these terrible things, these calamities happen to us. It's not easy now. It wasn't easy before. They were just different. I've seen many people that have come back from that place become themselves again. I did not see that happening with Solana.
I'm not sure you will understand this, given as you are a hard ass. There are things that are, things that were, and things that will be. She will never be the person you knew. There is no going back. There is no becoming the person you used to be after you experience great tragedy.
That's true. I've been in wars and combats, and all of them I'm still carrying memories and scars from.
Are those your tragedies? Not the wife you lost? And found again? Not the son you buried? Or the other one?
I'll have my daughter take care of the mathematics. I think it might be best if you perhaps moved on to somewhere else. I didn't mean to offend.
You didn't. I see you for what you are. a coward.
Out of respect for my children and their friends and the things you've done for them, I will let your slights pass. But I expect us to have that room cleared by the morn.
Okay. Good luck with your percentages. You may need it.
And he just sits there while you do whatever you're going to do.
I don't know. I think that for a very long time, Jada just sits there.
Yeah.
Staring.
Yeah, he can't maintain looking at you as long as you can maintain looking at him.
Exactly. I don't blink.
It becomes very uncomfortable for him.
I think I will stand and I will say, do you visit Vesryn? Just out of curiosity. Ever?
Of course, and I visited all the graves of my family and ancestors from time to time when it's
Don't.
needed.
He deserved a much better father than you. I will see you, or well.
I have given my children everything a father is supposed to give. They had home, roof, they had finances to do what they wanted, which to do with their lives. It's not my fault when they choose to run off and do ridiculous things rather than protect the island and act like a noble person. Hold their emotions close to the vest so that they can be a good leader. We need to dominate the seas to protect Arendelle from the incursions of the barbarians of the West. You can't do that if you're soft. And they're all soft, except Solana.
Do you feel better?
I feel nothing.
Not that I know isn't true. You wouldn't be kicking me out.
He gets up. The room is yours for now. And instead of waiting for you to leave, he just storms out into the other room. Into another room, not the one where all the people are. He heads out the door to the back. And he pushes the door pretty hard.
So hung up on for so long. God.
He's a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
It's kind of pathetic. It's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyway, Jada just kind of sits there for a while, and then they will quickly, very quickly, abnormally quickly do the math in their head and separate out 3 point whatever percent for him.
Right.
And then leave.
Okay. Nice. So when you leave, what do you take
I will
with
take every single one of the soul jars.
Okay. I mean,
And
there's
my book.
Yeah, they fit in a reasonably decent sized bag. They're not like they're smaller jars, so they're not like a massive problem to carry.
Okay. Yeah. Those are the only things I really need, and then I will call for, I forget his name,
Jaworski.
Sure. I will call for him.
And he comes running up the stairs. Two stairs at a time. Yes. What can I help you with?
When Solana returns, tell her that I went to Shaley to see Cerridwen, Sagewynd.
Yes, of course. Do you need any assistance with anything?
Have I ever?
You have not. Okay. I will let her know.
Thank you. Have a good life.
Thank you.
They just did not even wait for a response, just walked away. I guess I'm going to Shaley.
Yeah. You'll get there after the Badger Festival, but...
It's fine.
Yeah. Hipley, you arrive... Oh, no. I have to go back earlier. I'm sorry. Cerridwen and Desus and Eisen are standing out there, and you hear that bird again out in the trees. And Eisen, you hear a bird that sounds like what you remember.
Do you both hear that, or is it me again?
No, definitely hearing that.
Okay.
Desus,
No, I can hear
oddly, the song sounds high-pitched, and they're both describing it as kind of low-pitched.
Wait, you two described it as low. It sounds high to me. Are you still hearing it low?
Yes, right?
Yes, no, DM.
And then, as it's whistling, it changes pitch on you, Desus, and becomes lower. But it doesn't change the other two of you.
No, it's always been low.
It just switched. It switched on me.
Make me a nature check, please. It is starting to get towards evening. You're starting to see a few stars here or there.
Nature, that's a 14.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. And you see a blue star flashing, like blinking, in the sky on the west horizon. And it's actually, maybe an Arcana check before I give you. I need to know if you would know this much.
All right. Oh, that's only a, what's my Arcana? 10.
Okay. So it's just blinking on the west horizon. And you have not seen a star from the island blink, now that you're thinking about it, since you had gotten back. And it only did for a brief time when you were out on the ship, when you were out further.
That is incredibly weird. Do you two see that star?
Do I see it?
Yeah, it's way on the horizon. There's like one star. It's like just a little blink,
I mean, that's
a little
wee
blue star.
blink.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, all the other stars are just not flashing or anything.
Saw a new one. Was there before? I don't pay attention.
I think
You wouldn't know if it was a new one. You don't really pay enough attention to the
Desus, who does all her stuff on the stars, doesn't know.
You missed your Arcana check.
Are there a lot of blue ones? I don't think there's a lot of blue ones. That one's kind of different colors.
No.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing a blue one.
You do know that stars, if they show in a color, do have meaning. You just don't remember what the meanings are. Decent.
like the-
Not Eisen or Cerridwen.
I'd like to try to slide a hand to see if whatever's in my pocket, if it's glowing or doing anything weird.
So you're gonna reach into your pocket, slide the
Just kinda
pocket
like-
open, look in it.
Just look, yeah.
No. Do the two of you want to make me a?
I slide a hand.
Oh, you have sleight of hand. Yeah, with sleight of hand, you can just do that. That's not a big deal.
Oh my God! You don't even want to know because that's one of the ones I like doubled up with my
Yeah.
levels. Oh, yeah. 30 is what I just rolled for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that beats my passive, so.
Rogues, man, rogues.
So birds and stars, and
So the birds are blue. That blinking star that you're concerned about is blue.
Mm-hmm.
actually in your vision, the gray was more like a blue gray.
It was a blue-gray in my vision as well.
Oh, never have I missed Hipley's library so much.
As you're saying that, you see a horse rounding the bend with Hipley riding towards the gathering.
That's right.
There he is.
This is probably the best weird, though. And I start
best
going
weird.
in
Definitely
Hipley's
best weird.
direction. Hipley!
He's way out there coming around, but you know him. You could yell.
Some of my silhouette, you just tell. You're like that. I know that silhouette.
Well, you have a basilisk with you, right next to the horse. So it's like, oh, that's him. Nobody else has one of those.
I pull out my crew and I start playing Smoke on the Water.
Oh, I love that. That's a good tune right there.
And you hear someone
best
playing
song.
that song that you love so much, Hipley. And you know only a few people know that song well.
Hipley's feels kind of down, so definitely perked him up a little bit. Kind of was like tired stupor, so yeah. But I'm definitely gonna go towards the sound.
You get around
I'm pretty
the
sure
marsh
Basilisk
area.
likes. I'm pretty sure Trouble likes it too because we learned music for that reason.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure, yeah.
like clawing at you, trying to you know how a cat gets excited and
Wiggles.
wiggles and gets their claws in.
I'm like
It's like
bleeding
that.
because it's a basilisk. I'm like, oh, buddy. Ow.
That hurts.
And you come around and someone takes your horse for you, and
Thank you.
you see Cerridwen and Desus are at a house near the gathering, and you're passing the gathering up. Like people starting to get together. You can hear drinking and talking. No cheers or anything because it's not that far along yet for people. But
I don't care. They're not my friends, so I'm just like,
yeah, you just
you
go
can
right
do
past
whatever. I'm just, yeah, I'm beelining in.
them. And here comes Hipley. Right down Shady
Hipley.
Lane.
We wave him down.
Yeah, he sees you and he's coming towards you, and Eisen, you see this person coming towards the group that you don't know. Actually, that's not true. You recognize as the flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
Not dressed all that flamboyant at the moment. it
Hello.
seems.
Hello, Tipley is back. Hello, everybody. So Tipley is looking kind of dour. So as soon as I see them, I'm going to perk up a little bit and give both of them a hug. He's kind of like Hipley, but he's tired, so
Yeah.
you guys are getting
Desus
a hug.
will pat you on the back. Ah,
I think we broke something. Or maybe it's already been broken.
it's been weird for you too.
Yep.
Do you have
What?
like weird blue birds weird or what?
I mean, birds can't be blue? But I'm sure that's some significance. But yes, as weird as children knowing ancient history and then reading at a better level than me after not being able to read a year ago. So yeah, just things are a little bit off.
I think that's the
Something's
creepiest
broken.
one I've heard.
No, that's like,
Yeah.
are we like warping reality? Well, the real question is our perception of reality warping, or is actual reality warping? Are we just crazy, or is the world bonkers?
That's a good point because the kids, when they weren't around me, they were more normal. It was only around me that they acted the way they did.
And there's a
We're
guy
just-
standing behind them, Hipley, that you don't recognize, who's kind of
So,
there.
anyways, so yes, I think when I'm around, so like when I'm around people, it changes it. So maybe I'm breaking things. Maybe we came back and we're just breaking things now.
I think we brought a child with us, and because weird stuff's happening with Deezus. She tastes fish all the time. I hear everything weird. You see children weird. This guy's got visions.
Oh,
Things are things are weird.
these are weird. I wish they would just not be weird, but
Yeah.
fish only. That's
And-
like, I mean, weird children are weird.
Yeah, it's been
but
awful. It's been
that's-
hard to eat.
Mm.
Yeah. And as we're talking, I'm looking towards the fog. Is there any changes in how it's like coming in and its density
It's getting thicker.
and its coloration?
It's getting thicker as it rolls in. It's been rolling in all day for hours, so it's building up.
Hipley, have you heard anything from Jada?
No, actually,
Anything either.
I haven't.
I haven't either.
But in their defense, I didn't write where they were either. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
which I probably should have. But
I mean, I should have written totally sooner anyway. I'm sorry.
I feel like we've all kind of been doing the same thing.
I mean, it's hard for me personally. I mean, because I love you guys, but sometimes it brings up the memories of things, and those memories can be hard, which isn't an excuse. But
No, I get it.
is this person? I'm sorry, so we never got your name. Is this person cool? I mean, I assume if he is with you guys, is
He's
he?
on probation.
Oh,
The name's Eisen.
right, nice to meet you, Eisen. Hipley.
Yeah, they spoke well of you. So
Well, they are pretty good at lying, so I appreciate the.
Hey.
She just rolls her eyes.
Hey.
Are you having weird things happen to you as well, Eisen? Is this?
I landed on a boat. Didn't know it was coming here. Had visions, and I will go into what I've seen with my visions about them coming through the portals, looking separate ways, and the birds. Just kind of give them a rundown of what I saw in my mind.
Make me an intelligence check.
Who, me?
You.
Or okay.
Yeah, you Eisen.
All right. That's only a +1, so 11.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Nothing.
What does that mean, Scott?
It means nothing.
I hate it.
It's the worst.
It's always the roles that we want to know. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't get like, yeah.
Well, that's. I mean,
That's and so I'm here. I didn't
And-
make the best first impression, which is why I'm on probation. But I'm trying to help.
In Deezus and Cerridwen, you see somebody pretty short. It's starting to get down to dusk, so that you can see stars, but you can also, people are kind of in the dark now, and this person that you kind of recognize the silhouette, Cerridwen, of Gunnel coming up the road towards the house, stumbling up the road.
Boy, fun, yay. Okay.
They're still a ways off, but you can tell they're coming this way slowly.
Should we move?
Do you want me to try to distract this individual? I talked to them earlier.
No, I should figure out why they actually want to talk to me. I just don't want to do it.
You don't have to. I mean, you can always wait till tomorrow.
Well, they're like a lawyer, so maybe I should. So,
I'll be honest with you. I acted like I knew what that was when they told me. But do you know what that is? Because I'm curious.
there's like a long pause as Dwin like just kind of looks at you. She's like, "You just don't know anything. You don't know a lot. That explains a lot. A lawyer is a person who studies the law and then uses it to. You hire a lawyer to do things like, someone wronged you in the law, so you hire them to like represent you.
And you want to talk to this individual?
Yeah, because someone might
wrong
be
someone?
suing me and wanting their money or something, or maybe someone owes me money. She gets over. Walks over. I kill her with fennel. Gunnel.
She stumbles towards you and puts her hand on. Oh. How are you doing, Cerridwen?
Hi, Gunnel.
I think I drank a giant drink. I think.
I think you did too.
Wow. How many of those can you drink?
How many can she drink?
A bunch.
Yeah,
And
cons.
she's carrying a feather in her hand and waving it around like all over the place, like a big feather. I think I have this feather for you, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna think about it for a minute. And she puts it behind her back. Do you have a spare badger around here for the races? I don't have one, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to.
Oh, I have a badger right here. This I point down to Trouble.
The most dangerous badger ever.
You can borrow. You can use. He's one of the best badgers I've seen in a long time.
She looks.
Oh yeah, real rare breed of badger here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hairless badger.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
I like it much
One.
better than the haired ones. Hair is
Yeah,
gross.
Exactly.
All of you people have hair. It's so gross. Ugh.
Yeah, so great for those who have allergies. Hairless badgers.
Yes, this is for you.
I take it. It's just
And
like,
she takes it back. Wait a second.
okay.
You're Cerridwen, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what. And she's looking at you. Then who's that? And she's pointing right next to you. And there's nobody there. Oh, I think that's you too.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes people confuse me for me. It happens.
I could see that. I could see that. Here you go.
Thank you.
And when you take it, you see she sort of stands upright and her eyes roll back in her head. And she floats up about a foot in the air and her hands go out. And
I immediately pull Dwen back and get in the way between Dwen and this.
You mean this is...
Okay, I gave them that drink. Is that going to happen to me as well?
No, that's not normal.
Can I detect thoughts and see like what's
It's a lawyer
going on in
thing.
their head?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of just.
She starts speaking. And you can hear the thoughts of the words coming out. I've come with a message from Lady Diabid. She apologized that she could not come in person to your soiree. She does love them so. But her and her entourage are otherwise indisposed and unable to free up time for frivolities. Her inquisitiveness on matters of the soul have captured her imagination in ways unexpected. And then her eyes open, like roll back down, and she falls to the ground. I am so drunk. I don't think I can stay. Gunnel out. She bows. Where am I?
I just kind of like turn her towards the party again. Go that way.
Oh my god, I'm in Shaley!
Yeah, the party's
How did I get here?
You walked.
Excellent.
Cerridwen, what are you doing here? This is where you live!
Yeah.
I'm so confused. What is...
She was like, why don't you just take a nap inside?
Oh.
Like,
And she starts to walk and stumbles to the side. It's a good idea. Is your mother home?
yeah. Yep.
She
Yep.
makes some amazing food. I think I'm going to need food to get this off. Whatever's happening to me.
And she just kind of like creaks open the door. Mom, we have guests.
And your mom's like, wait, what?
I thought you were upstairs napping. And, oh my God, Hipley! And she comes running out.
No.
And she gives you a big hug and lifts you up in the air.
Oh, yes, that's a good way to
And you-
work out the spine.
And you brought a friend. Oh, that was the friend. Oh, that was...
He's on probation.
Oh.
Gunnel just needs a place to crash.
And she looks around Hipley to see Gunnel sort of just wobbling in space. Still standing, not falling, just like very wide-ranging wobbles. Oh, okay. Kobolds in their drink. And our drink. Bad combination. Come on,
This is
Gunnel.
Eisen was like, you saw him, he was fighting the idea of pushing, just like pushing her over here, wobbling. He's like, no. Should I? No. No, I won't.
It's really great to see you, Hipley. We're so glad you made it to the Badger Festival. Did you bring... Well, you didn't bring a badger, but you brought something.
Oh, the naked, the hairless badger.
Is that
Naked
trouble?
Rat.
Is that trouble?
Yes, it is.
May
That's
I...
the trouble. Yes.
May I
yes, go
pet
ahead.
Trouble? Okay. And she goes down and starts petting it, and it rolls over on its back and lets her belly be rubbed and stuff.
He likes drums. Dogs like being drummed on.
Pat's that way then. Come on, Gunnel, and she just lifts Gunnel up. Carries her into the house.
But that was the creepiest telegram I think I've ever
Yeah,
experienced. That was beyond disturbing. That was
And who
honestly-
the hell is that lady, whatever their name is?
Did only Hipley hear it, or did we all hear it?
Oh wait, I thought
heard
you guys
it.
all hear it. Yeah.
All.
Oh, Lady David. Oh, she's like. She kind of thinks about the best way to condense that. She's an archfey that we met before. And then she kind of looks, and that's what happened. As a side note, Lady David and Vesryn went out into the woods naked, and he
Yes.
taught her magic.
Yes.
That's how
And so
magic
Jordan's
works.
like, yeah, we met this stay lady. She was cool. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
And then she wasn't cool.
Yeah.
I was going
Who's
to
that?
say anything. I was hoping everyone would have forgotten.
Yeah, anyone who sends telegrams like that, that's I don't wish to meet them.
She's pretty wild, but the Fae are pretty wacky. But
Yeah.
I would say she'd be helpful, but she's probably too busy partying to know.
Well,
If it's something she's interested in, then yeah, she'd totally be helpful. But I don't.
Wait. Didn't she say she was interested in something with souls?
it inspired her, I think, right? Something about
Yeah, I dropped
souls have
what she said.
inspired.
I dropped what she said into chat and into Discord.
No. She could
I
not.
don't want to have to read, Scott.
You don't have to read it. I spoke it.
Matters if the soul captured her imagination.
Oh well, I mean, pure conjecture, but she could just. She could just made more sex, but it could be more of just an actual like what's the soul made out of, and I mean, we don't have much to go on. I'm pretty sure. I would think that if Jada found a way to put all the souls back into bodies, we would have heard. But, maybe I'm assuming too much.
Can we
That's-
get a message out to? That's a good point.
Yeah, I was gonna try Animal Messenger. Hopefully they're still in Kyrol, because I can only send them to an exact location. Maybe still have to find a bird I can use.
If only someone had one of those that spell descending thing. I've seen some people with magic use that. But well, hopefully the animal will get to them in time. Hopefully they're okay. I mean, honestly, something weird. If weird things happen to all of us, I mean, I'm just gonna assume that weird things are happening to them as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Cerridwen's thinking back to, jeez.
And you start to hear music being played at the festival.
Well, the festival's going on.
And it's terrible.
Is it terrible for me as well?
No,
Do I say, do
sounds
we
fine to
notice
you.
the terribleness? Does it sound like music, kind
It
of?
sounds fine to you.
That's
Actually,
lovely
it
music.
sounds fine to you, Desus. Sounds fine to you, Hipley. Simple tunes, like maybe kids' music.
No smoke on the water, so yeah.
It's kind of kiddish, but it seems to be okay.
Karen, when it doesn't sound kiddish, it just sounds poor musicianship. And maybe an attempt at something more complicated that is just not working.
Muddled. What is happening? Okay.
It's almost like something's turning what we've been passionate about against us. Because I can now taste nothing but fish. Hipley is now having weird children of high mental power. And you, Dwayne, just is hearing terrible, terrible music.
She has this wild look in her eye. One time I did dance with a demon and he was talking about how passions are like things that can manipulate the world or something. It was a long time ago. I didn't know he was a demon. Just context. Didn't know.
I just think Eisen's sitting here, right? He grew up in this city. Come here having visions, and these people are talking about demons. They're talking about Shadowfell. They're talking about all this strange shit. He just saw a cobalt lift off the ground to deliver a message. They're talking about souls in jars, and he's just like, "What the fuck did I get myself into?" That's all he's thinking. Like, what am I into right now? Like, this is so crazy.
Okay. She looks at Eisen. What do you like to do?
Drink.
You a reader at all too, or no?
I know how to read. I don't read as often as I would like. Usually busy working, making money, or drinking.
You should find a hobby. But,
Am I
So,
allowed
I
to-
wish,
these-
it's kinda
I wish
hard
I had
to have a
that
hobby.
drink, the one that knocked me out during that
Oh, that's from the
I can go over
Cantrip
that drink.
Cantina, though.
Don't know how far away they are, but I could use one of those right now, I think.
okay. Well, let's just... We can't leave now, obviously. But I think we should meet up with Jada. We're still in Cairo.
Yeah, I'll try and send a message. Do I see any tiny-sized beasts of the flying variety?
Yeah, there's a bird not too far that you see. It's a cerulean little bird about the size of a sparrow.
I got this blue bird here.
Wait, isn't that the bird that that's the same bird from my dream, isn't it?
It was.
We don't want to use the weird birds.
Okay. Yeah, that,
Bird
And no
sounds.
other birds?
Let's see.
You
Yeah, there's some other birds. There's a grackle. It's like a crow, small crow.
Okay, they're delightful. Yes.
You said something before Hipley showed up about his library. I don't know if Hipley brought books with him, but is there any chance, Hipley, that you might have any idea of why all my visions are blue? Why those birds are showing up blue? Everything. They're looking at a strange star in the sky that was shimmering blue.
You have a passion for the color blue?
I don't.
Well,
Purple's
know.
not my color.
not a bad color. I mean, it's kind of like an offshoot of blue, I guess, somewhat. So close enough. But no, I mean, yeah, we can definitely go to the library. I mean, might be something in there. They'll explain how to maybe undo all of this, or at least let us know what we've been cursed with. So, yeah, whatever you want to. I haven't been there in a minute, so.
Oh, let me, as I coax the grackle, as I cast my animal messenger spell, you just end up falling through on it.
Whatever grackles make, crow sounds.
Yep. Sounds.
And it comes down to
So I describe Chiral, the specific location, and I explain you're looking for a humanoid construct of pretty jade and worn gold. Their name is Jada. And then I speak my message, which is up to 25 words.
Okay.
So, Jada, it's Desus. Things have been weird. We're concerned. Something's off. Find us in Shaley. Please come.
Okay.
I stop trouble as he tries to turn the bird to stone. Like, no, not that one. No. Not that one.
And the bird, if it finds Jada, the bird delivers it with my voice. So.
Okay. Flies off in the direction of Chiral.
All right.
Flies off like Superman, just had both wings.
And what are you doing? What are you doing now? Now that you see the party is starting to expand a little bit, people are playing, people are drinking. You can smell food being cooked. There are even a couple of vendors that have set up little tables to sell wares, that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna, if you don't mind, if I could have I think I'm gonna go to sleep. It's gonna sound weird, but could one of you maybe someone good at tying knots, or maybe just just
I can do all kinds of fisherman knots.
could just not tie me up per se, maybe tie me till you get bed or something. Just kind of sleepwalking the other night. It was kind of I don't know. I don't normally sleepwalk, so just maybe tie me to the bed. That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So, kids are being weird and you're sleepwalking.
And you're seeing the color blue everywhere. Yes.
I'm just curious if that's tied to all of this as well.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it kind of is. I mean, we came back, us, and then these weird things happening around us, so... Are you sure you're not from the Shadowfell?
No, I'm not.
That's what someone from the Shadowfell would tell us, I assume, though, so...
Probably. They probably would tell you the same thing, but I am not from the Shadowfell.
Oh, but Jesus, if you want to go to the library now, it's up to you. I mean, just whatever you want to look at, that's fine.
I mean, it could give us a good test to see if anything is actually with us directly as our individuals, or if it's something we just have on this plane with us now.
Is there a space nearby? Because I almost break the house near the house we are, so I'll find
You
just
could,
enough space.
Yeah, you could head towards the beach and then go off the side of where the docks are. And there's some open areas there.
Come on. So we take a walk to the spot, I guess, all together. You guys all coming?
Yeah. As you're heading that direction, Dees, you're heading in the direction where, make sure one. Yes. Where you're kind of looking at that little blue star blinking in the horizon. And it dawns on you that it's actually in a constellation that you know is called the Raven.
The Raven.
You can see more stars now as it darkens.
What about
Do any of you
Raven?
know the Raven constellation?
I think I read about it, but not only
I'd give
quick glance.
Cerridwen and Hipley and you an Arcana check. You might remember more as you're thinking about it.
Roll this one. Come on. All right.
20.
15.
30-20.
Okay. All of you know that, or remember, now that you're thinking about it and you're seeing it, that the constellation, the Raven, is... Oh, hold on. Where did I put that?
The sign of really good things to come, and everything's gonna be okay.
It is.
Definitely. Good omens.
Hold on. Sometimes I gotta find where I put my note. I have so many damn notes sometimes, some nights. Where did I put that? The Raven is known as the Dancer of Dreams and Nightmares. And it is related to the subconscious and the semi-conscious mind. And ravens are supposed to be spirits of that space. Ravens and crows, birds like that.
Did we get out of the Shadowfell? I mean, I'm starting to think maybe this is all just when... I mean, ravens, dreams, like maybe we're just dreaming. Maybe we never
I mean,
got
like, we're stuck in that dream realm?
Yes. Yes, exactly. I think that's...
What are you saying, Jada? I can see you, like, saying something.
I've been talking this whole time. You guys can't hear me. I had said maybe that's why nothing weird is happening to Jada, because Jada doesn't sleep.
Oh.
Well, we don't know yet.
I know.
I was just
Won't know until he shows up.
That's why I didn't voice it, because I'm... Anyway.
Everything is fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Everything's good.
I don't know. Dwayne? Slap me.
Okay, you asked for it.
Yeah.
Dang, nat 20. Crit.
I think when you actually do an unarmed strike, you just roll and add your
Strength, right?
strength.
I think it's like 1 plus your strength bonus.
Okay, 1 plus my strength. All right, that's 3 damage.
Ow.
Dang, get smacked. Good form.
Yep.
It is canon.
I don't know.
Slapped a lot of people in this campaign.
I don't know why, but you ever see those videos of where they show the one guy smack the big dude, and then the big dude's got the big hand, just whop, and then just in the because it's just like a giant, so it's
Man.
whole head.
Like, dang.
A bunch of times.
I will not be asking for one of those ever.
Well,
You.
it hurt.
You've already asked for it. You did it last week.
There's a side. There's this long side eye. It's just Well, did you get what you needed from that?
I just kind of look around. I think everything's still the same.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just. This is gonna sound like I smoked something crazy, but what if the world could dream, and the Shadowfell is like the world's nightmare, and then like the Feywild's like the world's dream, and we crossed over and are, I don't know, making things bleed into each other. Because we went to the dream realm and we just started mixing all the colors together, and now the world's gray because
we broke it.
green and all those
Yeah,
colors.
between the plane hopping, unlocking Reveris, and whatever that's going on, things are happening.
Maybe all our plane hopping just dissolves the fabric of the universe, and now it's all just bleeding together into a mad scramble.
Okay. When we were in the Shadowfell, the rest of you were over the wall, and I was with him at the bottom fighting those two angels, and I tapped into the ley line.
Oh.
And when I was tapping into the ley line, I was imagining the Feywild as I was trying to do what I could. I don't know if that would have triggered anything, if it's the overall of our actions, but what if the ley lines, as they are seem to be kind of across, are starting to bring everything kind of together,
Like the strings that bring it all together.
and it's just getting stronger with everything we've done, between the ancient magics we've used to hop around, finding that dream realm, unlocking Reveris. Oh my god. And he's just kind of squats down, hands and covering her face.
We broke everything, essentially. Like, I think it all boils down to us.
Broke the world. Well, I mean, maybe we didn't break the world. Maybe this is how it's always supposed to be. Maybe it was broken and we're actually bringing it back together. It sounds like things were separate and now we're coming together.
I don't know much, but seeing as I'm getting visions, could these perhaps be visions of, or like an after effect on all of you from being there? Everything that you guys have been saying, I mean, is that possible that maybe this is just like a,
Side effect?
Yeah.
We're all speculating. Not sure.
Well, I mean, it's definitely radiating it from us, I feel like. I mean, like I said, those kids are normal when they weren't around me, then they're around me and their thoughts were different, everything was just different, so.
Okay. It sounds like we need to go to the library.
Just kind of chuck it on the ground. It's right here, just chuck it on the ground.
You can describe it for Eisen.
So it's a big library. A whole bunch of oh my god, what are those birds called? Yes, ibis. Yep. Are the ibises there too, and the cats?
Yeah. He pops it in his staff into the ground, and it just this huge space rolls
we
out.
move away from the house. Don't want to.
Oh yeah, do we go to the beach?
Yeah, you're down near the water.
It's just right near their house. Here's a left. That Dane was there.
Not dropping house in another.
And seeing that is a new experience for you. You've never seen anything like that.
That's new. Is it safe to go inside, I'm assuming?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I have no clue, to be honest. I haven't been in a minute, so with everything happening, I can't give you that guarantee.
Lead the way, then.
I walk up and I definitely make sure Trouble's not trying to turn one of the giant abyss into stone, because that'd be hard to move. So
it's true.
It's like, all right, so kind of walk in. I slowly open the door. It's like that creak sound, just like to poke my head inside and kind of give it like a glance over.
The lamps light up when you open up the door on the inside.
Oh.
Seems safe. I mean,
Seems safe enough. I mean, nothing's popped out to kill us, so
yeah.
I think we're good.
Go inside.
When you go inside, you see there's a little pedestal podium with a book on it, like a one with silver embroidery and stuff. Beautiful book sitting on the podium.
Would I just keep that out? I thought I had that locked up. So it's just there now?
You did.
All right. Everyone, please refrain from touching the book, because I think, well, you guys know I used to just don't touch it. Something good. It's a terrible read.
Hey, this is your library. If there's a book you don't want me to touch, I won't touch it.
It's not that one. It's not a good book. Story's very lackluster and very one-dimensional. So.
Yeah, the protagonist kind of is awful.
It's a wannabe protagonist. Like, they're not enough to be a protagonist. Or it's like a mask of one,
Yeah.
Jada, out as you're traveling towards Shaley, a bird, a grackle, flies down and lands on a branch near you. And you hear it caw, and then you hear it talk in a voice you recognize. Jada, it's Desus. Things have been weird. We're concerned. Damn, what did I write? Something's off. Okay, it is concerned. Something's off. Find us in Shaley. Please come. And the bird looks at you. Gah! Gah! And it flies off.
Weird how.
I mean, that was weird too, though. Yeah, that's minor weird.
Yeah, it's minor weird. it's Desus. Yeah, it's a bird. It's Desus. That makes sense in my head. I will continue on to Shaley because I'm already going. So.
Okay. As you're traveling, it's kind of nighttime. You see a kind of a lump of black matter, like rock or something, and it is it's kind of a starry night. There's a lot of stars in the trees, and a little not too far away you see another lump of like this black rock, and it seems to be stuck to the ground or stuck into the ground, one or the other.
I sidestep.
Okay. And as you're walking, you can see that the stars get a little bit more, they're like glistening in the night as you're walking, through the trees, along the road. And there's sort of maybe a perception check. I have to decide whether to give you that.
Perception. +6. Do I want to use this one? No, I don't. Let's try this one.
Should use the other one.
No, I got a 17. +6 is 23.
There's an odor that you don't know exactly what it is, but it's sort of how to describe it. It has like a sulfurous kind of smell to it.
How did I know you're gonna say that? Have I smelled this sort of thing before?
Not exactly like this. I mean, there's more than one smell here, but that's the most dominant.
Gonna get attacked.
Make me an
Gonna
insight
be
check.
fine. Insight. Wah! Ah, that was sad. 10.
Okay. So you're walking, and one thing that you notice that happens in spring is there's all these, if you're in most places in spring, spider webs are all over the floor because they're always on the grass because they're catching all the bugs and everything. And there's a lot of spider webs in the grass here. Not unusual at this time of year. As it gets dark and as it gets darker, you can kind of see the spider webs kind of glistening from the starlight or something, or the moonlight, I mean. But you also see it to the sides, up the tree sides and everything, and up above the trees and all that as you're heading down the road.
That's probably nothing.
Probably nothing. And as you're walking, you see another black lump, but sticking out of it is a dagger. The tip of a dagger is poking out of this lump off the side of the road.
Is it like the hilt or like the
The blade.
blade? The blade?
Yeah.
That's weird. Starting to get a bad feeling. Okay. I think Jada will actually stop here and study it for a second.
Okay. So, how are you going to study it? What are you going to do?
Just look at it.
It's lumpy. It looks stringy, actually, now that you're looking at it close.
Stringy?
Yeah, it looks like spider webs wrapped over a thing a bunch of times.
What? That's crazy. I'm gonna nudge it, see if it's alive.
When you move it, it is actually hard, and it feels like it's a solid rock inside that, or a thing is like a solid rock.
This seems like not my problem. I'm gonna just I'm gonna keep moving, but I'm gonna keep an eye out now, because clearly there's well, I'm making my own conclusions.
Okay. And as you're walking, the webs and stuff sort of start connecting. You know, the ones on the ground connect to the ones on the trees, connect to the ones in the tree line. They all glisten from the moonlight. And it's not long before you get to a point where you realize you're stepping on some fine strands here and there. I mean, you're not sticking to anything. It's not like that.
One second.
And up ahead of you, you think you see a person kind of glowing.
Okay.
I mean, you've heard of angels and stuff. Maybe it's that kind of thing.
No. Okay. I will. What will I do is the question. How far away is this person thing?
It's hard to tell in the darkness, but maybe 50 or 100 yards, somewhere in there, in between there.
Okay. And there's no way around them without going...
You could back out and go around another way if you wanted.
This is so annoying. I will cast see invisibility just in case.
Up ahead of you, floating in among the trees, there is something that looks like a giant nautilus. You know what a nautilus is? Nautilus shell?
No, I'm stupid.
Okay, so like a giant snail. But when I say giant, I mean like building sized. Tentacles coming out on the front end. And all these webs connect to this thing. And it is floating in the air.
Hi.
And it starts to float a little bit down. And it floats like it's levitating, like no legs or anything. And it starts to float a little towards you.
Do you talk?
And it doesn't say anything.
Okay. Whatever.
Maybe a perception check.
Whee! Ugh. 9.
Okay. Can you make me a dex save, please?
I could sure try.
You're pretty good at that.
Am I? Am I?
I don't know, are you?
16.
16. Okay. Hold on. Well, I'm getting what I needed here. So you feel the like webbing falling out of the sky above you. Like it was above you and it sort of floated down onto you. And when it did, you feel this burning sensation across your body. Hold on.
It's not a good sign.
It's just dice. It's not a big deal.
So they're asking, how much HP do you have again?
67. That's a lot of dice, Scott.
It's not that many.
Only just 10 D10s. It's nothing.
And you feel this burn across you, and you take 28 points of acid damage across your metallic frame. Mm-hmm. And this thing starts floating faster towards you. And it's a good 50 or 100 yards, between 50 and 100 yards, and it starts moving faster and faster. And you start to realize there are webs in the tree lines all over the place here. The ground is one thing, but they're all over above you. Can I get an initiative roll?
Initiative? Okay.
Yeah.
Whee! What's my initiative? 19.
Okay. You don't have any immunities or anything to acid, do you?
Acid? No.
I didn't.
Poison, yes. Acid, no.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know.
It's okay.
You never know with machines. All right, you go first. 19.
I go first?
You do.
I will very carefully go towards it.
Okay.
I will use my I'll use my... How far away did you say it was?
Between 50 and 100 yards.
50 and 100 yards, and it is coming at me at like what clip? Like how soon will it reach me? How many rounds, I guess?
Let's see. So it's going about 10 yards around.
10 yards around?
Yeah, it's not going fast. It's accelerating, but right now it's going slow.
Yards or
Okay.
feet?
Sorry.
Just out of curiosity.
It's going about, it's going 30. So you'll have somewhere between 5 and 10 turns, not rounds, 10 turns before it would get to you. It's just floating at about the same speed as you run.
Okay.
Or as you walk, I mean.
As I walk.
Yep. It dawns on you, all those things you saw were probably bodies, of course.
I mean, I gathered that. I just didn't care. La 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 la.
But it's not a spider.
No, it's like a weird snail thing. Does it have a shell?
Yes.
Okay. Cool beans. Let me take that back then. I will use my action to cast protection from energy on myself. I will choose acid gas.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Yeah. Okay.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I have an idea. That's my turn.
As it is coming towards you, you feel webs start floating across you again, and your protection spell does its job. You can tell that this is acid.
It just gives me resistance to acid, so yeah, okay.
So you're gonna have to make. Let's see how much it gives you. Oh, make me a deck save if you want to dodge it.
Sure. Whee. Okay, 18.
So you do dodge it. For half. So you take 16 points minus the... So 8 points.
8 points?
Yes. You still feel it. And you're like, oh, damn. And it continues moving towards you.
This is stupid. Okay.
Yeah, you know, most people would not survive acid drops on them very easily. But you've got your...
Oh, it's so scary. Wow. Ah. I firebolt it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Okay. Cool beans. Whee! Oh, I forget what my... Oh, yeah. I have it in my... Firebolt. +6. Math is not my friend. Oh, that's an 18. 24 to hit?
That'll hit.
Yay! What is that? Is that a D10? 2d10. Wow! So many.
This is what it looks like. Let me bring it on the board.
Whee! That's 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And I continue to go towards it. I'm just trying to close the distance.
Yep.
There's no other way around it. Just through it.
No, you can go back out. You're in this funnel of it.
Okay.
So you could back out. But
how far back is it?
Probably less than a mile.
That's too far. All right.
I'm not walking that far. A mile in the wilderness.
In the wilderness. Gross. It's much faster to just go through. Can't go around it.
Yeah.
Can't go under it.
I put it on Twitch so you could see it, so you know what you're looking at. If you wanted to see it.
I do want to see it. That's ugly.
It's beautiful. You see all the colors?
It's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah. Pretty ugly.
And when you continue towards it, can you make me a wisdom save, please?
Wisdom? Huh?
Yeah.
I haven't had to do that in a while. Wisdom save, huh? What's my wisdom? Not as high as I would like for it to be. I got a 10.
Okay, so all of its shell starts strobing really quickly, and all these colors start rolling across it, and it's mesmerizing. So you feel like it's not moving anymore, and it's just staying where it is, and you see the real beauty in it now. You're not really sure if it's attacking anymore. You think it's just stopped. It's just, maybe it's trying to communicate with you or something.
I already said hi.
Some things communicate different ways.
That's fair, I guess. How far away is it?
It was starting to get a little closer. It's probably 40 feet, or 40 yards, I mean.
40 yards?
Yeah, so it'll close another 10 feet if it was moving.
If it was, but it's not.
Right.
Supposedly.
And you feel this sensation of webbing coming down on you again. Can you make me a deck save if you want to dodge it?
Whee! Okay. What's my dex? I should know this by now. 16.
Okay.
No, I don't think that does it.
It doesn't. As a matter of fact, you go to dodge it, and your feet won't move.
I know. That's terrible.
Yep. You take 13 points of damage from the acid rolling down, and suddenly you realize it moved 10 feet closer and you didn't see it moving toward you. You just saw the flashing strobing effect, and it had gotten closer. It's back to you. You can make a new wisdom save if you'd like to move.
I would like to move. Yes. Hiya! That's worse. That's worse.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm okay for now.
This thing is really beautiful. It's really, you know, I mean, alien looking, but, you know, there's beauty in strobing colors and chromatic expansion of your mind. And it continues strobing and staying in one place, it seems. You want to make me a deck save?
I would love to. Let's see if it actually works. I'm just looking to see if there's anything I can do to help myself. I don't think so. Nope. Oh well. Will I live? Nope. You're done. You are done, sir. Let's get a different one. How will you treat me?
And you take 11 points of damage. Oh, I'm sorry, by half. So you take 6. And suddenly you realize this thing has continued moving. And it's now 10 feet or 10 yards closer, 30 feet closer. So it's now about 30 feet. Or 30 yards. So that's
30 yards.
Yeah, 3 rounds. And you can make a new wisdom save.
Something's gotta give. Are all of you gonna betray me like this? Really? What about you? Are you gonna do me good? That didn't work, by the way. I rolled a 4. Which is slightly better than a 3.
Okay.
Which is slightly better than a 2.
It
We're
is.
moving up in the world.
And you can make a deck save if you'd like.
Let's find out. You want to guess what I got?
A 1?
A 5! Oh! So close. I guess I just gotta get these out.
And it floats lower it starts floating lower to the ground as it comes towards you.
It's just so annoying.
I know, these things are pretty awful. I mean, I love them. I think they're cool.
Yeah, they're neat. They're nifty. They're super cool. Do I get anything? Do I get no? I can't move. Can I don't get an action. Do I get a bonus action?
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus action if you make a wisdom
action?
save.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't, so roll your damage.
Okay. So you get it at half, so you take 9 as an acid sheet rolls across you, and you feel the pain of the pitting of your exterior, and its 3 eyes start to fixate on you as it moves closer. And it really doesn't seem to do much. It just sort of keeps floating, and it pulls on sheets of, on the webbing, and sheets will fall down on whatever is in the area. It's sort of like a trap, the whole area.
That's weird. A trap?
Yeah. All right. So,
how close is it?
Would you like? It is now 20 yards. So would you like to make a wisdom save?
Question, Scott.
Yep.
Before she rolls.
Yep.
Is it too late? Because we forgot about this. Is it too late to nominate her for earlier when she was talking to my father? Because that was honestly amazing role play.
It's not. I actually saw you had mentioned it in there in Discord. I was a little surprised they hadn't brought it up. Not at all.
Yeah, I asked in this chat when it was first going on.
I might need it.
I would like to nominate her. So
It has to be seconded by everybody. Blake,
Can I use that?
you can.
You're muted.
I was the first one to nominate. What you all
okay.
talking about?
Okay. All right, good.
Thank you. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna roll this at advantage then, if that's okay.
Yep.
Sick. Okay, 18.
All right.
Does that do it?
Yeah, your eyes kind of bug out when you see this thing is getting so much closer, and you realize that you've been like just sitting here under sheets of this stuff burning on your metallic skin,
And I get a bonus action?
and you get a bonus action.
I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
One, this thing is so it's flying, right? It's levitating.
Yeah, it's floating.
How far? Like you said, it's 20 yards from me.
Yes.
So is it?
And it had
like
floated down lower to the ground.
lower to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not touching the ground. It's floating above the ground, but it's, just above the ground.
Okay. How big is it?
About the size of a small house.
Small house.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see around it?
Yeah. I mean, there's webbing all over the place, covering trees and leaves and tree lines and all that stuff. But yeah,
That I can see around it? Okay.
yeah.
Is it below the webbing or above it? Sorry, this is a lot of questions.
You're in basically a tunnel that it's created, and it is floating inside the tunnel near the floor. But it has its tentacles, some of them are always reaching out, touching the webbing, and
Gotcha.
it will move a tentacle and webbing will float down.
Gotcha. Okay. This is cool. Okay. I'm gonna cast Misty Step.
Okay.
I'm going to spend. Hold on, I have to look. Whee! How many? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Two. Okay. No, wait. That's not the one I wanted. Ha ha ha. One. Oh, I love that. Thank you. I'm going to spend a sorcery point to double the distance. So I'm going to. "20 yards is 60 feet, isn't it?" I hate this. I'm going to Misty Step on top of its shell.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, so you end up on the top of its shell as it's floating down. And when you disappear, it stops moving. And you feel it sort of start looking around, like it's turning its body. Its body and shell. And you're sitting on the top of the gorb.
Gorb. The gorb.
Yeah.
So it can't see me.
It doesn't know where you are, no.
Rip.
It missed 2 rolls. So what are you going to do from the top of the shell?
Can I see the exit of this tunnel?
Yes, at the end, there's what looks like a glowing person. And a little behind that, you can see that the tunnel just opens out into the darkness, into the night again. And you can tell kind of where it is by the glistening of the acid on the web. on the webs.
Okay. How far away is that?
About probably 80 to 100 yards.
Okay. How thick is the? Can I see outside of the tunnel?
Barely, but
Barely?
but yes, in some places.
Okay. Okay.
Like the funnel of a spider kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I can see it, I can get there. So I'm just gonna misty step again. 60 feet that away.
Okay. Let's see if it sees where you went. If it sees where you are. And you land and I guess continue running.
Oh, sorry. I guess, okay, how big is the funnel? How wide is it?
It's wide enough for it to get through. It's basically a big tube.
It's the size of a house. Right.
It's huge.
Sorry, I had to reconcile that. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I go, how do I say this? Sideways. If I go sideways instead of down, can I get out of the tunnel?
You mean if you go out of the, if you, instead of misty stepping towards the end, you just misty step to the side?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That was funny. It's a weird roll.
Weird good? For me?
It's just weird. A 1 and a 20. You don't see the.
Did you roll with advantage?
With advantage, yes.
No, you don't.
Right. So you misty step to the other side of the webs, and you're probably not. I don't know. Are you looking back? Or are you just running?
I'll look back.
You can see that it is.
I'll take the chance that it didn't see me.
Yeah, it is just sort of floating and looking around. You can see it sort of rotating one way and then rotating another way, and its tentacles are touching the webbing, and it looks like it's feeling for motion against any webbing, but you went outside the webbing. And that's it.
I'm out.
You're out. And you run, or you flee, however you flee.
Seems to be the theme for the night. I am out.
I'm out. I think Jada is like, huh, and just keeps walking.
Right. If you're not in the tunnel, it can't feel you.
Yeah, it can't feel me. It didn't see where I went, so I'm not safe, but I'm safer.
Yeah.
So I will just continue walking as if nothing happened.
And there's no webbing things in this area. It had webbed basically the road for quite a ways.
Well, that seems like not my problem. So
you go through the evening, and the next morning you arrive at Shaley. Now, oddly, you can see past Shaley there is the library has been opened up next to the docks. And that's at least something comforting.
Yeah, it was here. Cool.
Yeah. So inside the library, what are you guys doing?
I guess Alice's will looking for books of any further mythology or legend or information on this Raven constellation, and particularly that star, what colors mean about different stars.
Maybe an Arcana check at advantage. See if you can find the right info you need.
I'll use the metal die and the Geller metal die.
I'll make a nice clunk.
Oh yeah, and clunking together. Wow. Jesus 20!
Nice.
My thesis die rolled me the twin. Yay.
Perfect. So a blue star is usually related to warnings of caution, self-control, protection of the soul, because blue is counter to chaos, and the sanctity of dreams. The specific star was in the center point, what's called the circumpoint, of the constellation of the Raven, and that usually symbolizes consciousness. The circumpoint is you, and it connotes the I amness of your origin. Everything outside of it is expansion of consciousness through experience. So I'll let you interpret that how you want.
All right, well, what I learned so far seems that with the coloration and where that star sits in the constellation, that there's some type of need to protect ourselves, I guess whatever, against the greater consciousness that's happening. And I'll relay like what the blue means, what that star point means.
Okay. I'm dropping it into Discord too, and into the chat so you can have an idea of it.
First off, I think Eisen walking this place would be shocked. He's seen books, but he hasn't seen this many books in one place.
Yeah, that's true. That it should
And
be.
I think he would turn to Hippie. Do you have a section about visions, divination, and people who can see the future, see the past,
Probably.
look on dreams?
Do I remember where they are? If I have any, do I know if I have any or no?
You know the library now. You don't need a roll to find something as general as that.
Yeah, they're just right over here. Be my guest.
And in that section, I'd be looking for anything that's related to the kind of dreams that I've had, like, reading dreams, like what colors mean in dreams, see if it matches up with what the star is.
Yeah.
Also, try to figure out if there's any books that talk about different types of people who have visions.
Yeah, and you'll find there's probably a book on people who predicted the future and things like that in the historical figures that were famous for that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the hows and whys, just that. I'll give you some information in Discord separate.
Okay.
About that. And actually, how good of a reader are you?
I mean, he was taught. He knows how to read.
Okay.
He's not
All right.
stupid. He's a smart guy.
Hey, you're not
Just
stupid. We don't know how
has
to read, though. You're not stupid. Don't know how to read. I mean, everyone.
No, that's true. I just mean like he has enough education to where he's not like he didn't have no way to. His grandmother taught him how to read. So.
All right. And what about you, Cerridwen? What are you doing in the library? You and Hipley?
She has like a really weird idea, and she doesn't want to talk to me about it because it's really weird. And so she's just gonna like slowly go over to a section on she's trying to figure out how she could talk to Lady Diabin. And her experience with the Fae is that they like wild parties and and sex magic. So she's like, do I need to go and have an orgy in the woods to summon her? I can't. Can I ask them to do that? And she's like, I really don't think I can ask them to do that. Maybe there's another way I can summon her that's less sexy. Because we're not those kind of friends, I don't think, even though we've gone in a bathtub together, so maybe it would be okay. And she's just like, I don't want to think about this. I'm just gonna look up A book.
You get the only book with a centerfold that comes out. No, it's not.
Oh, that's spicy.
So you do find that there are ways of getting to Fey nobles via magical means, via some of whatever it is they tend to be related to. Like, it's usually obvious what their domain is. Not always, but often. But there, you'd have to come up with a way.
Okay.
I mean, she wasn't only about sex. In ours it should be SEGGS, so we don't get like, segs.
I'm like, I'm reaching really far back into my brain for this. I'm like, what was she into? Like, I remember she was really like, I mean, she was like a hippie and like wanted to know like about the origin of the soul or something. So I'm like, okay. Domain.
I thought you knew who she was because you had talked to her when she showed up. Like you kind of had met her before. Would she know what she's about?
You had met her.
You did.
You had met her. You did know who she was before then. You just didn't. You hadn't met her before that.
Oh, I knew of her.
Yeah,
but
you
I
knew
hadn't
of her.
met her.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I?
She lives on the island
Okay, which is on?
somewhere.
And is there like a passage on her or something?
No.
Okay. So that's what I do. I'm trying to figure out how to summon Fae.
Hipley?
I'm gonna get
Are you reading fiction?
Just sitting in a chair, just watching them. He's not reading. He's just sitting in a chair.
Okay. And you're there for a while, and Jada, you get to the library, and there's a knock on the door.
I'll get up and get it. I see they're reading, so I'll get up. Oh, hopefully it's... I will see. I'll walk over to the door, slowly open it. Jada. Oh.
And their skin, their metal is pitted and burned all over it.
Just come in. Yeah, I think you might need to sit down. Do you feel okay?
Yes. I mean, I need some repairs.
Yeah.
It should be easy enough.
Dwen, can you? I think we need some repairs.
Oh.
I think we need a lot of repairs. like a ton. I think we're gonna need a lot of repairs.
I think you're over exaggerating.
No, I'm over. How? Because I'm pretty sure Jay looks pretty bloody now. And from what you put in the chat, I'm pretty sure does Jada look. How does Jada look? Does Jay looks
Like
alright?
shit!
Terrible.
Comes out with
Burned.
like a couple of books. Oh.
Yeah, like some major repairs. Okay.
What?
Jada's come in and sit down. It's fine. It's fine. Just
Are you
sit
all
down.
Casting immediately.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I just need some rest and to work on myself. Save your spells.
And there's a stranger in there.
There's a moment where Jada kind of comes in and like their eyes kind of bounce from each of their friends and then lands on Eisen. And there's a split second where they're like, oh, it's Vesryn. And then they remember that's definitely not Vesryn. And they kind of go, who's that?
Eisen, weird things happening to him as well.
Yeah, he's part of the weird things.
Part of the weird stuff. Also, you got 12 points back anyway.
Thanks, Mom.
Take that healing.
Take that healing.
I resist the healing.
Yes.
Resist the
I
healing.
damaged myself.
Make a saving throw.
12 points. I will just kind of like. Anyway, there was a snail thing with webs
Oh,
on the
no.
road, so
They're like-
maybe.
Shoot fire at you and like give a bunch of like rainbow lights.
The lights, yes. Fire, no. I shot fire at it. Didn't seem to.
Well,
do
no,
much.
it's more like it puts webs on you and then it hurts a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that. Almost died. Good job. You didn't die either.
I didn't. Yeah.
It also has crazy mind powers where you want to stay there. So
Yeah, that was annoying.
yeah, I had to punch a dragonborn in the face and drag him out.
Okay.
Eisen's read his book is just like,
I'm just saying it was on the road from here
Is it-
to.
Alive?
I mean, yeah, I didn't really want to stick around, to be honest.
Okay, I've
You made the
encountered
right
this thing
decision.
before. Also, when weird things were happening. Should we
Yeah, we
just
bro-
kill it?
We broke the world, by the way.
We broke the world.
I mean-
What do you mean you
Well,
broke the
Jada,
world?
they all look frazzled. Like, they look like they're in terrible condition. Not physically, just like exhausted, sallow eyes. I mean, that,
Eisen looks drunk.
I don't care about him. You guys look terrible.
We've each have been experiencing weird things.
Yeah.
Bad music, fish face, weird kids, the color blue. The world's broken. That's. I think it sums it up. The world
Well-
it's broken. And
We seem to have either our perception of the world be affected or we're actually affecting the world itself. But music sounds like garbage to me. Desis tastes everything like fish. Hipley makes children really smart and weird, but in a bad way.
not a normal way. I guess this is
Yeah,
a bad way.
So we're thinking that our passions are being used against us, and also that we somehow started to bleed the realms together since, we went to the Dream Realm and then we went to the Shadowfell and the Feywild, and it's all kind of muddled now and just kind of coming together because maybe the planet has its own dreams.
What?
Like I said, the world's broken.
It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. So, and
Have
then
you
also.
slept at all? I know that you need to
So
sleep.
slept.
What's my passive?
Okay, maybe they're a lot, but yeah.
Maybe it's. I think Jada's right. Maybe it's time to turn in.
What? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm trying to remember what we learned from that book of Reveus about when the gods were powerful and stuff.
Should we be telling him that?
It doesn't matter at this point. I don't think. I mean, I don't know if he's still even awake. I see him kind of. Go over and just poke him. Oh, well, he's awake. It's fine.
I'm just quiet, reading a book.
He apparently had a vision about all of us. And he didn't have our names, but did describe us when he found Gwen and I.
oh yeah,
Ego
Jada
stuff.
looks like the automaton that you saw in your vision. Just
Slightly different.
FYI.
They have a bob. Not a bob. What do I call it? It's just like a
slightly
like a
different.
angled.
Yeah, I know what a bob is.
Like, it's not quite a bob.
And yesterday evening, he experienced these weird cerulean birds in the song. Dwen recognized that song. For a moment, it sounded high-pitched to me, but then became low-pitched, and I saw the bird. It's been weird.
Yeah, lots of weird things have been going on. We also... This might be related or unrelated. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry. Jada, can we get an update from you?
Get what?
I'm fine.
An update?
No weird things.
How's the how are the souls? How the
I heft my bag.
Oh!
okay?
Oh.
Not exactly welcome in the magic household anymore.
Huh. Well,
What happened?
I might have told Vesryn's dad to screw off. Not in so many words.
I wish I was there for that.
I wish I was there for that too. I wish I could give you a medal.
I'm made of metal, so it's fine. I
guess you
don't
give you something made
regret
out
it.
of flesh. Huh.
I don't regret it at all. However, I do think that Solana, who, by the way, left to go see some cleric about her state of mind, might need more support. So I do regret leaving her alone with that, frankly, pathetic and terrible man. I feel like nobody cares, which is...
Yeah.
kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is terrible.
Yeah.
I was
At least-
thinking that her family, after, having lost her for decades, would want her home.
Well,
Yeah,
someone
I-
cares at least.
Who? Me? I don't care.
I mean, if you didn't, would you really? No, I think you kind of do. I mean, if you're feeling bad about someone, that means you kind of care for them. Otherwise, if you didn't care, you would feel bad about them.
I'm not
Point at Hibley.
feeling bad.
You are, though, because maybe I'm just tired, but I mean, when you scrap someone, you're saying, like, man, it feels sad that they did this to them. That means you care for the person. That's okay. It's okay to care for somebody. So at least she had you. Apparently, they cared. So that was good.
You tried to sell the souls to a demon.
Not
What?
the first time. I just remember when me and Vesryn went and she was like giving into some demon thing in the thing, so I'm just Hibley's not surprised. I'm like, well,
Well, that was a shadow creature in the Shadowfell. We have a demon on the
Not the
island.
first time either.
Yeah,
It's about like the
if-
fourth one?
yeah. I don't. Well, the thing is that I can't stay there anymore, and I'm not entirely sure where to go. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be after the souls again. It seemed pretty determined that time, so not that I'm overly concerned about it. I just thought I would warn you, just in case.
Well, you can always stay with us. She points at her mom's house in the distance. I think we're still at the library.
Yeah, you're still in the library.
But I think we're gonna leave.
I
Because
really
we need
do.
answers.
Where are we going?
I don't know yet. We
the
just
Shadowfell. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
no. Let's not.
I don't want to go back there.
Really,
We
don't
gotta
think
figure
that's
out
a good idea.
what we did, and
What you did. It sounds like you are all having a, I don't know, a break of some kind, and maybe this is organic minds, but nothing that weird has been happening to me at all.
so you're saying that
It's a completely organic thing. It's right. We're all just tripping together. I think Jada's right.
no,
It's one big trip, and we're all just we're just imagining these things.
What's a trip?
It's you go on them in the mind.
Oh, trip.
It's a mind trip. Yes.
Mind trip.
That's it. And we're all in one together. Apparently, just a fleshy kind of
Hmm.
thing.
So while we're in the library and talking, Deez just wants to test something. She's going to try and druid craft a mint leaf and see how that tastes.
It tastes delicious and minty.
Oh my god.
I just see her finally.
Are you okay?
It tastes like actual mint in here. I've been tasting fish since we got back. In here, I taste other things, and then I druidcraft basil and start munching on that. And then
It tastes like basil.
Cilantro.
Tiffany, do me a favor. Play Smoke on the Water on your flute. Or
It sounds good. It sounds right. I mean, it's not a super complicated song, but
sounds right.
Of course it sounds right. That's my jam.
well, we lack a child to test, but that's okay.
I don't see any weird children in here, so it's a good sign.
Okay.
Oh. Make something blue or purple, or make something. I don't know how we test.
Yes,
Aizen, you see weird colors, right? So we need to
No, I'm not seeing weird colors. I only see them in my visions.
have a vision.
do it.
Can you have a vision?
ahead, have
Can you
one.
do the vision thing.
And it doesn't. I don't think it works that way.
Wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, never mind.
so
go on.
it at least rules out that whatever's happening is on Elixia.
Yeah, hopping in and the next.
That definitely rules out that it's something with you.
Yeah. And now I'm just like basically trying to druidcraft lettuce, like different kinds of leafy things, and start like bunching away.
What about where
So
you
good.
guys returned to? Here. Have you been back to that place to see if anything followed you through?
I have none.
Where did we come out?
The Brock?
Yeah,
By the Brock.
Come on,
Actually, no, it wasn't. You came out
By the two pillars, or the two
By-
pillars?
by the
were
two
just
pillars,
further
right.
away? Yeah.
This is the
by
first
the
time I've been
Elixia.
outside in months.
But we're doing go to the 2 pillars. It always comes back to that. Always comes back to
I mean, I don't know if it's that. I'm just spitballing here. I mean, it's you said there was a woman, Rafa. Do you think maybe we can get a hold of her? Maybe she might have some insight. You said she has visions as well, yes?
Oh, she's a divinator, divine person. It's divine seeing. Divination.
Diviner.
diviner. Yeah.
I don't know what I stepped in. I don't know why I got visions of all this, but you guys are blowing my world. So,
God.
well, I'm glad we could blow your world. I mean,
as things
happy to be
are-
of service in that way.
I didn't mean that as a good thing. There's a lot of crazy things you're talking about. Souls, Reveus, I don't know what that is still. Ley lines, Shadowfell, Feywilds.
I mean, you're having visions, which is kind of like different too. So that's
No,
not like a normal thing. I mean,
No, you're, and that's fair. I didn't have visions until a month ago. And then somehow they, one by one, led me to this place.
maybe you're the cause then.
Maybe. I could be. Who knows?
Well,
I've been blamed for plenty of other things. Why not this as well?
Oh, could always use a scapegoat.
Can always use
Oh.
that.
well, we also have a long shot of reaching out to Lady Diabit, who's a fae that I've had encounters with. And I remembered she was really into trees. So, if I plant a lot of trees or try to grow a lot of trees, maybe she'll show up. I mean, there's not really an exact magic or way to summon a fae. They just decide to show up.
My grandmother used to say you could talk to the trees and the fey spirits could hear. I don't know if that's true or not, but
We can try plant trees to try it out on.
So I guess I'm gonna go try that. And... Let me see my spell slot. I need to wait till the morrow because I'm a bit tapped on spells. I could only. I can only do it
think we
about
need
twice.
to probably take sleep first for any major things, but
Eisen will close the book up, set it on or actually put it back where he got it from.
You all probably have a lot to catch up on, and I know I'm the odd man.
You can stay. It's fine. You can stay here. I don't care.
I can stay out. I can leave if you.
No, you can just stop. You can stay here. It's fine. I mean, if you kill us in our sleep, that would be pretty cruel, but I don't think you're going to. Hopefully not. Anyway, trouble will put you to stone if you try it. So I mean, if you feel like you're lucky, you can go ahead and attempt.
Fair enough.
You should know I don't sleep.
Fine.
I just still need a rest. She like looks at the banged up body.
I'll be watching you.
Okay.
What's that scraping? Treble, stop scratching Jada. Treble's happy to see you.
I will give Treble little stretches.
If we rest, I can think over my spells and I can actually talk to plants.
Oh, yo, can you tie me to the bed though, please?
Oh,
Tie you to the bed.
He's sleepwalking. So
You-
he just
you've
wants to make sure he
experienced that.
stays in bed.
Well, if everybody else is fine, perhaps you're fine as well inside here as well.
Oh, true. And plus, Jada, you're gonna be here anyways. You don't sleep, I remember. So when you start sleepwalking, just hit me like lightly. I mean, like it just shake me. Don't hit me.
I've been
Dude,
told, I've heard you're not supposed to wake people when they're sleepwalking.
I wouldn't
At
be
least the
waking
bad
him. I would be
So they
knocking
can
him
walk
out.
in the. Huh?
What? Oh, you mean hit as in wake up? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just shake me. Just shake me. Just maybe not hit. Just shake. I think that'll suffice.
You said hit.
Yeah, I misspoke. Just shake. Well, I'm gonna try my best not to sleepwalk because I don't want to get knocked out.
All right.
Yeah,
So
let's-
you get your sleep through the night, and in the morning, what do you do? What are you leaving? Are you staying in? What are you doing?
I think.
And you get you get a long rest.
I will say this. Eisen, just because he knows that they don't fully trust him, he will stand up in the middle of the night and he will let Jada know, I'll sleep outside. It's just better for everyone. And then I'll step outside and sleep
Your eyes
outside.
watch you the entire way out.
And he goes outside and sleeps outside.
And Jada, when you were watching him out there, and he walks, far enough away that he's not in the square of the library. Make me a perception check, please.
Moi?
Yep.
That is not. Can you please cooperate with me? 16.
Oh, what? 16?
16.
Okay. You see this sort of a shadow, almost like wings, land on or around Eisen's head. And when Eisen turns around for a moment, his eyes are not there. There's just a shadow there. And then he walks a few more feet and he lays down to go to sleep. And that's where we'll break.
I have no idea what this is. This is not one of my secrets as far as I know.
You left the protection of the library.
Potentially.
That's not
Hey, listen.
good, my dude. Jada's a suspicious person.
Listen, Jada was giving him the evil eye.
We were all sleeping. What you mean? No one's giving me anything. We're all like passed out. Like
I
gonna go
was
somewhere
not passed
comfortable.
out.
Well, all of us, everyone else was.
I was
They're all
tinkering
sleeping.
with myself and staring blatantly at Isaac.
Just like filing her nails, just like staring, just like that whole.
Good luck going to bed after
Like, go to sleep.
Have a good night.
Jada doesn't know this dude. You're in our library. I don't know you.
This dude's gay.
Well, at least she didn't die, so that's a good thing, because.
I had a plan.
Hey, for being the new guy, he didn't have to be told to put the book back properly. He did that all on his own.
Oh.
Do you
Hopefully
want
his time thinks the
brownie
rules are broken, so he just like he would open care and put the book down wherever.
You good,
Alright.
bro? Are you okay?
Well, good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
What?
And it's Thanksgiving week next
Pre-Thanksgiving.
week. Yeah, we're playing.
Yes.
I have a couple days before.
Pre-Thanksgiving stream.
Heck yeah. All right.
Oh yeah.
Good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.